All right, uno, dos, tres. All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijacked podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris Unholy Jesus.
Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back.
Happy New Year's,
We
guys.
survived 2020. We made it.
Welcome to 2021.
Now we're on level 2.
We all survived.
We
We all survived.
made it, guys.
Thank you guys again for joining us on another episode. Teneno Says Topics. Okay, for tonight, the main topic, we're going to cover that shit first. And this is going to be the new thing now.
Yes.
We're going to redo the whole show. We're going to talk about the main topic first.
Yes. We're flipping it. We're flipping it around.
Yeah, so we do the main topic, and then we'll do all the little small fun news from around the net.
Yes.
So the main topic today, we're going to do reincarnation. We're going to talk all about that shit. And then we're going to do like a lot of little topics like, let's see what I got for little topics. I got emergency COVID stimulus will likely reveal UFO documents.
Oh, shit.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about a Harvard professor says that aliens visit us in 2017. And he said more is coming. Like he got, he got the info on the aliens coming.
Doo-doo.
But, he's just talking shit because he looks like a normal professor to me.
All right.
Yeah, we'll talk about that chemist lady who pioneered CRISPR. She wants to use CRISPR into to really help people and get it into the mainstream to help people with like sickle cell and shit.
Yeah, let's get it, man.
So she's trying to put CRISPR on the mainstream for medical use.
I'm for that. Let's get it.
And yeah, and then some trains powered by human shit.
But human shit?
Yeah, human shit like waste,
Oh, God.
doo-doo.
Ooh, the train gonna stank. That stank train.
Yeah. It's fast too. Top speed 50 miles per hour.
Oof.
And then Chris, you got some little news?
Yes. For my small topics, I'm going to talk about this pharmacist that destroyed coronavirus vaccine. I think he destroyed like 500 of them. And I think it's like in Minnesota. Yeah, he destroyed like a shit ton of them. He thought it was going to harm the public. So I was going to talk about that. I was going to talk about a man actually sues both of his parents because... A man actually sues his parents because his parents threw away his pornography. Actually takes him to court from this.
Take that, parents.
Yes.
They should know better.
They threw away his Pinot and took him to court, and I'm gonna talk about that. And then apparently this happened on December, I want to say 8th, I think it was. But apparently there's a conspiracy going around that China invaded America in Maine. I think there was like and the US shot bombs, and I don't know. An earthquake happened in Maine, and the conspiracy going around was like China invaded Maine. It's fucking crazy. I'm gonna talk about that. That's the craziest conspiracy I've heard. Like,
I never heard of that.
I just found out today. I was like, oh God, this is gonna be a small topic. Yeah, and then the president of I think it's about Brasileiro. He's the president of Brazil. So with the COVID vaccines going around, he's actually telling his people, hey, like, if you guys take this vaccine and you get superhuman abilities, or you grow a beard, if women grow beards, look, I want no responsibility for it. So he's kind of like, I'm gonna talk about that. He's kind of like
say that again.
the president. I think it's like Brasileiro. He's like the president of Brazil. With vaccines being shipped out over there, he's an anti-vax. He's like, look, if you ladies want beards, or you guys want Superman powers, or
That's like South Park.
he's like, oh, you want to turn into a crocodile? I was like, don't blame me. Like I'm not saying not to take it, but
That's like that South Park
happens.
episode. You seen that South Park episode where they were taking like the vaccines and then people started growing beards?
yeah.
And the
when
reason why, because
Randy was jerking off.
He jerked off in the,
Yes, everybody's had the Randy mustache.
the weed.
Yeah, this is always when they said the strain. Yeah,
He jacked off in the weed, and then everybody was smoking it. Then they started growing beards.
had the little Randy stash. It's gonna be kind of it does sound like a South Park episode. Yeah, so that was it for my small news. I'm gonna get into later.
All right, so let's just jump into the main topic.
Let's get to it. Head first.
Go for it.
Oh shit, I'm going. Oh shit. All right.
It's your topic.
All right. Yeah, I thought it was us.
I'll back you up. I got a lot of ammunition, man.
Let's go, baby. Let's do it. All right. So our main topic tonight is gonna be reincarnation. I had thought about doing this actually probably last summer because I was watching this anime. I don't know if you ever heard of this anime. It's called the fuck is the name of it? Oh, it's called The Saga of Tanya the Evil. Right.
Never heard of it.
Really fucking good. I don't even watch anime like that as much as I used to, but really good anime. But it's about like this Japanese CEO businessman who runs his company and shit, super ruthless, and fucking he runs his business like an iron fist, right? He fires one of his employees at the desk, like, you piece of shit. He belittles him, fires his ass, kicks him out, right? And after that, the CEO businessman goes to the subway system, getting ready to take a train home, and the same employee he just fired kicks his ass in front of a fucking train. Boom, gets hit by a train, he dies, right? Mm-hmm. When he wakes up, he's in the body of a little girl.
Damn, that's fast.
And it's like World War I.
Damn.
And so he finds out, like, he's like, this little girl has all the memories of her being a dude in Japan as a CEO being
so this
ruthless.
was based a long time ago.
What,
before World War One.
Yeah, well, like, yeah, the CEO shit was like kind of like modern day stuff, and then dude dies. Boom, he's in World War One. He gets reincarnated. He's in the body of a little girl, and she winds up rising up through the ranks of like World War like soldiers and all that. And she's like mad ruthless because she still has the memories of being a ruthless CEO. So she acts like more mature than everybody else, but it's like fucking super cutthroat. And so when I was thinking about that, like just with reincarnation, it's like some of the things that we have, like certain tics, like maybe like chewing your fingernails or some shit, or just little tics that we got. Do we get that from like a previous life? Because it's not genetics or anything. It's just where do you get these kind of things come with your attitude sometimes? Like you're just carrying over from. The last shit we went through or something,
Yeah, it'd be like somebody in the family that's completely different from everybody
else. And we're gonna talk about that. I got something for that too.
To be like, dude, why do you do that with your penis? Why do you twist your penis like that?
Like, why are you the oddball out in this family? Like nobody else acts like this, and everybody's got that one family member that's like the outsider type,
the black sheep,
the black sheep of the family. There you go.
Then they got the white sheep.
Cause so like over time since like last summer when I saw the anime and I was like reading stuff about reincarnation, which I'm gonna get into a little bit more about like the 10 things that kind of identifies you. Like, hey, like have you top 10 things you need to identify with yourself? Like if you've been reincarnated, there's certain things that kind of like, oh shit, like I kind of like everybody can kind of relate to it in some kind of way, but some more than others. And I was thinking about you when I was like read it like a while ago. I was like,
I got shot in the head.
I was like, bro, you might be you might hit that continue button, put some more coins in an arcade.
I think we all did.
On some level, yeah.
I have like a birthmark or something on the back of my head. It's like it looks like a bullet hole. It's like a red bullet hole.
Yo, you got Lincoln?
Huh? Yeah, I think I got shot like assassination style. Like I don't know, maybe during a drug bust
or trying to free the slaves.
I lost the drugs and like, oh, we gotta kill you now.
You work with the cartel.
We gotta kill you now, Hector.
But yeah, so that's what got me to want to do like reincarnation a while ago, and we just never got around to it. But for like New Year, new me type shit, we on it. So reincarnation. So I just wanted to talk about with all that stuff right now.
I think it's real.
I don't know if it's real. I'm one of them things like I can't prove it, so I can't say it's real. But I'm like, but on a lot of levels though, I see more like almost some proof that it does exist on some level. It's just like I believe it exists more than like I think it just exists because I can't really explain. It's like I think it exists, but it's not something I'm like 100% into. But I lean more towards like I kind of agree with it for the most part. Like it's like at least being a plausible thing.
It is hard to believe though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a normal thing. It's like, oh yeah, I believe that people just come back and reincarnate. The body goes into a different host.
Yeah, for real. I mean, because you got to think about too, like how we think.
It's like clothes. Yeah. When your clothes get dirty, you change your clothes, right? Mm-hmm. So when your soul is like, man, this body is dying. This guy used too much drugs.
On to the next one.
So the body dies. The soul's like, peace out.
Like going on to the next one.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Goes into like a new little baby body. Then that baby body happens to be like the baby of like Jake Paul.
Oh God, the baby's gonna be an asshole.
So the baby's like super rich. He's super born into a wealthy family and shit.
Jesus, man, that's how it is. Yeah, so because there's like some.
But don't kill yourself. What's up, Savo?
Yo, what's good, Savo?
Savo says, "What if you're on LSD when you die?"
Ooh,
if you're on LSD when you die, that means the trip started early.
Yo, yeah, you it's like getting on a roller coaster. You got strapped in first, and then
the LSD is like the intro. It's like, oh, then you die, and then you're like, oh, you're already tripping, so you're straight.
Savo says, or crack.
Crack, I don't know. I don't roll with crack.
I would. They both pretty bad, I think, but I'd rather try LSD. I'd rather do LSD over crack, though. I mean, I would. Like, I think that'd be more fun. Crack, I can see. I was assuming like dying on crack would be horrible, though.
You're just high.
Well, you probably wouldn't really feel it, though. You'd be like fucking invincible, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you're just high.
You don't even know you're dead.
High on energy. LSD, you're already fucking You're already seeing that shit.
You're already on the bus. Like you're already on the bus, man.
It just is never gonna stop.
Yeah, but so like when I was looking up a lot of stuff about reincarnation, right? That this train's never gonna end. Yeah, so like when I was looking up stuff about like over like the past couple of months, where I was just reading stuff about like reincarnation, I realized over time, like thinking about it, I was like, that shit's got to be kind of exhausting, right? It's kind of like getting on a roller coaster that never ends. And like, say for example, because like they say like with reincarnation, right? When I was reading up about it like a couple weeks ago, being a human is like supposed to be like the top tier, top echelon of what you can be after you die and you move on, right? So like, say if you're a bug and you die, you moving up and being a human is supposedly like top tier.
That's a big.
So like it's a promotion. So, but if you're bad in life, you go and you get killed and die, you go down on the scale. I don't think the human thing is like true because I believe that like in UFOs and we all believe in UFOs, right? And shit that's out there. I believe in higher intelligent life where they have planets that are way better than what we got. I think that surpasses that of humans.
I'm just playing. I do.
Like I think like if you go to like another planet, it's like a utopia. That's the Earth is a dumpster fire, dude. Let's be real. Like,
hey, don't make fun of our planet, dude.
Like this shit's
dude. Okay. They're listening to you right now.
Old, used up whore. No, I didn't make this place.
You're making fun. You're calling Earth a dumpster fire.
Look, I didn't make it that way. I'm just here.
They hear you. Alexa hears you. Oh, and she's gonna snitch on you, and then next thing you know, when shit hit the fan and aliens are walking among us, they're gonna be like, "Hey, yo, grab that dude that said Earth is a dumpster fire because we got here before you guys," and they're making fun of our planet.
Oh, what if they
aliens like this is our planet?
Oh, what if they guys? Oh, what if they grab me? They're like, you know what? You get it. Come with us, unholy Jesus. I'm like, bye, guys.
Anal probe. You come back, you're like limping, like, hey man,
like why is there a red spot on your back of your pants?
Your butthole okay? Like, why would you say that first?
It's like I hear like I hear like that little whistle sound behind you when you walk.
Oh shit, that's a big hole.
But I just felt like, but that's not how it's supposed to be though. For the sake of the story, it's just top echelon is supposed to be within the hierarchy.
So a human is a top tier.
The top tier one, because I mean, if you think about it, like
I disagree a little bit.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, as far as like within our reality of what we know. I mean, who
really knows anyway?
Who can really beat a human on this planet? That's like we're like the apex predator of everything. Until monkeys shoot guns, then
that's crazy, right?
We fucking got them. We got them.
Like on one, like a bear would kill you.
Yeah, straight up. But we can nuke a bear.
But then we
just fucking shoot his ass.
But then humans like, then on top of that, when humans make babies, most of them they only make one baby.
Yeah. They're not like puppies and shit.
Then okay, so let's say like if the first baby is born, that baby is so. It can't do shit. It can't even fight. So how the hell did a baby end up being like a warrior, end up with all this? Like, how did a baby survive all that shit?
Learning how to build a computer.
Because any other animal would wipe that baby out.
Easily, within like the first month. The shit's walking around even killing shit.
A rooster can kill a baby.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking wild.
But that baby, don't let that baby grow up. That baby grew up and it was a wrap, dude.
Then we do age slow as fuck compared to everything else on the planet.
Humans not even supposed to survive. So something happened. That means somebody put their little dirty paws in that shit and took care of humans.
Until we was ready.
And then evolved their DNA.
Boom.
Aliens. You guys know who I'm talking about. Sable.
They out there.
Sable's, I don't know. He kind of out there, man. Kind of weird.
All right, so then...
Just playing.
So then, so I'm coming across like a bunch of stories too. So I was going to go over some of them. Unless you want to like jump in on with anything you got. But there's like some stories of like...
Oh, I got I'll do one.
Okay.
Okay, so proof of reincarnation from the Vedic scriptures. It's like the Indian stuff.
Okay.
They're saying here's some proof like that reincarnation is real. He said number one, when a baby is born, how does the baby know how to drink milk when a baby's not, capable of being taught how to drink milk? But I'm thinking that's a natural thing with any animal.
Yeah.
But then the way they're saying like. Well, the reason why the baby already knows how to latch on to the nipple is because he done it like numerous of times. Like he been sucking nipple. She's been doing it for a long time. Like they're repeating a life.
Yeah.
So everything like that was like natural to them. Then number two, they're saying okay, when a baby's a few months old, why does it become fearful without reason? It becomes joyous without reason. It starts crying without anything happening. They're saying like the reason why they're doing all that. Is because there's like residue memories from their past that's causing all that like shifting of moods because they're still like okay they just died and they just came into a new body So they're saying they have like visions of like their past life. Like if it was dramatic, it's like, oh, this baby just cried out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like what the hell is wrong with this kid? Or oh, this baby's just laughing, smiling out of nowhere. Like they're thinking about like a past memory.
Because you still got that connection to it. But
Yeah, like they're
as you get
still
older, you kind of like it fades away type shit.
You start forgetting all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then
makes
they're
sense.
saying,
Maybe that's why we age slow, to help us that transition. Because imagine like you die, you get reincarnated, and then boom, you're back into like this new world. You walk around like an adult. You be like, what the fuck? Why am I working this job? Like I was just working here.
that's why you start with a baby.
Yeah, that's why I got that process. Maybe that's what it is. Like,
Because imagine if you can like speak English to a baby right away, he'll probably tell you some crazy shit.
oh my god,
Yo, they lit my ass up.
they said I was a witch, and next thing you know, it just got really hot. They just tied me down and just got
Yeah.
fucking real hot. And
But then the third one, they're saying, okay, if a child is born, right, and he is blind, and you know, people think like, why would like God like create a baby and a baby comes out blind for, you know, since he was born, he was already blind. What would be the reason behind that?
a genetic defect, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you would think that. But
But
then
I mean, on the most normal
yeah, that's
terms,
the most,
normal shit. Yeah, yeah.
it's like, oh damn, that baby just came out blind. That's fucked up. Or he came out, his spine is broken. Or he came out and, you know, crazy deformity.
Would that give him like a better connection though with like the deformity, like being blind? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but here's their only logical way of saying, okay, like if you're thinking like higher level type shit, the reason why, okay, he came out blind is because his soul built up so much karma from the past, right? To where now his gonna suffer in his next life. So that
Oh
karma,
my God,
your karma keeps on building. Let's say reincarnation is real. So you come back, you did like some hood ass shit, like with Hitler, like back then.
yeah.
So then now you're in your new life, but okay, you're born again, but you're blind now because of the karma that you
Did you
built
did bad
up.
shit you did before?
You got
boom,
bad credit
yeah.
line.
Or you're born as a cockroach or some shit.
Yeah, but usually people like when they die suddenly, usually if they get the option to come back to Earth, they'd be like, yeah, cool, I'll come back to Earth. Then they come back to Earth and they're like, oh fuck, I can't see, or I can't speak, or you know.
Oh fuck! Like, why did they put me in this? I'm a prison in this body, man. Like,
That's why I think like our past souls, like we were straight, because we would have been fucked up right now.
yeah.
I think we're like our soul collected into a good.
But it's kind of weird. Like, if somebody has like
body.
it's kind of like weird if like somebody has like a mental disability, and like, you know, they kind of like, you know, get put like in special ed classes and all that, but they were evil people in their past life. So this is like, you know what I'm saying? That sounds kind of fucked up. I think that just dawned on me.
What?
Like, so like if somebody's like a kid with special needs or whatever, they can't really operate like the average person, but because in their past life they were fucking horrible people.
Yeah, yeah.
Now they're
Yeah, that's why. if that's real, that's why.
That's how it is. Okay,
So you'll walk into like a
that's why that's what you get for being a fucking serial killer, Timmy.
like, I was born this way. There's a reason why you're born
Think
that
about
way,
what you did.
you know? Because like those people, you know, they're so used to a lot of people being nice to them,
Jesus.
and they're never used to anybody saying like some mean real shit
Yeah.
until like I walk in the building.
And
I
then-
walk in like, hey, you know what you did. You know what you did in your past
know.
life. Like, who is this guy? Leave me alone. Say what says a yin and yang. He's like, we need blind people for people to appreciate seeing. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, man.
Egyptian king, I see you, man.
Yeah, you ever seen that thing where, like, with them, like these kids that be like colorblind, and they put these glasses on and they see color and they be like crying, like, damn, I don't really appreciate. I like color and shit. Like, I appreciate it like on an artistic level, but to like seeing everything like in black and white, then actually seeing this kind of like these kids be crying and shit. I'm like, damn, they appreciate it way more than I ever could, because like they were deprived of a color. So if you blind, you probably appreciate it.
Yeah.
We take our eyesight for advantage.
I think we take a lot of shit for granted.
Oh yeah, all the time, all the damn time,
So you guys should appreciate everything. If you're like walking on 2 legs, 3 legs,
every day.
you got 2 hands, you can move, you can fucking talk, you can.
Got all your toes, your fingers.
Yeah, should be happy for a lot of shit. Say what says, but is this the blue you see, the same blue I see or he sees? Imagine if all these colors, like,
This is what
we all see like
different shit.
different shit, like that red
It's a
is not
possibility.
actually red.
That's like that dress challenge. Is this dress black or gold? Or is it blue and white?
I saw black and gold.
It all depends. Like when I saw this blue and white, I was sober. But then if I got smoked, I saw it was black and gold. But I was like, oh shit, some frequencies going on, baby. I don't know what's going on in my brain, but I can see both.
Yeah, it's like that other one too, like Yanny,
Yanny, Yanny.
something like that.
I can hear both. I just have to adjust my hearing to it. It's weird. I don't know.
Roger, Yanny, like I hear Roger. Fuck,
Roger, who the fuck is Roger?
you guys hear Roger? Like, nah, man, that's the wrong shit.
Oh yeah. So let me tell you the story about this kid
Run it.
who he was like reincarnated. All right, so this is like this story of like I came across some stories recently too, like other than because there's like some ones we know about, like the kid that was like early 2000s, the boy who went to his parents took to a museum in Louisiana, found out and was like, oh yeah, he saw a plane, and then after he saw planes, his parents thought he was like interested in flying planes and shit like that, and so yeah, he likes planes now since we went to the museum.
It's like, get your World War II ass out of here.
And when he came to his bedroom one night, he was like, little man, get out of plane, it's on fire. He was like screaming like a little kid. And then after a while, he started talking about like how he was a pilot. You hear about this story?
Look at his imagination.
That's what they thought at first, but then he started talking about like how all these planes were built, how he's a pilot, flew this type of plane. You never heard about this story? I thought
it sounds familiar.
yeah, it's like this little kid is like this. He was a World War II pilot, and they looked it up and everything. Like, yeah, this dude did exist. He did die in a plane crash. His plane was on fire, and I guess that's what the kid was experiencing. Like,
That's crazy.
he's reborn again as like this little boy again, and he's like he loves drawing planes and shit. I'm like, does that mean he's gonna be a pilot again? Like, is he doomed to be a pilot forever?
Like, was your life like that dramatic in the past to where you can still like
Call all that shit.
have a little bit of residue that's still left over because
The little bit that didn't get, like
like a hard drive,
bleaching a hard drive or some shit. Yeah, some shit. Yeah,
the hard drive got wiped, but somebody didn't do it correctly.
Yeah, still a little bit of that World War II residue. But what is like something so traumatic that it carries on to the next life too? That might be what it is.
Sable says kids lie.
For real,
Kids do lie.
Kids do lie. Kids are evil to me,
yeah. But stories like that, when the kid is just, it's just no way. Like, why is this kid like doing this acting?
But it's like
out?
2 out of 3 though, so that's kind of like
Yeah, he had no like.
how
he hasn't been in libraries or read newspapers. Like, this kid's just saying some random shit.
type of plane and everything. He's like, I flew this. I died in the plane.
It's like, oh yeah, what color's the plane? I don't know. You're a liar.
You little shit.
You're a liar, kid.
You just want attention.
Give him a whopper for lying. My mom would have whooped my ass if I said like some weird shit like that.
Oh yeah, my
She
family
would have been
too.
like, man, you're like fucking devil people.
My parents were like, you watch too much TV. That's why you wear glasses. You're too close to the TV. I'm like, what's that got to do with anything, mom? Like,
Yeah. My parents, like, they believe in like superstitious stuff like that. But if they see it, they will deny it.
what?
Like, for example, like my niece Ruby, remember she took that selfie and there was a ghost right behind her?
Yeah.
Like, probably the realest ghost that you ever seen.
Yeah,
It looks like a
remember that
damn
shit.
movie. Well, I showed my parents that. My parents like, no, that's not real. She's like, I was like, how would you know?
I saw that. I'll think about it. That demon that was in that picture.
How you know it was a demon? It just might be
something-
just a spirit that's just attached to her.
I won't want that thing to be my friend. That shit does not look cute. That shit. But I was saying, like, I just saw something like recently. I can't remember what it was in. It wasn't a movie, but it's like a creature I saw that looked just like that shit, white face and everything.
Genuine?
Sunken like eyes in, that's like just dark as his.
Oh, Slender Man?
No, like not even that. Like just I can't. And it wasn't long hair. It was like a hood it had on. I can't remember what the fuck I was watching, but it looked just like what.
Spider-Man.
Maybe it was.
Sable says ghosts are real as fuck. Yeah, I have a theory on ghosts now.
I got a theory on it. I think ghosts are real, but not in the way that.
You want to know my theory before I forget?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, here's the ghost theory, and it ties in with reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you reincarnate, right? Like every time you keep coming back, your soul it gets like depleted.
Yeah.
Like you're losing like your energy or whatever because you're responding so many times that it's getting fucked up. Like they can't keep finding you like a new host and shit. So it get to like the end where if you respond like so many times, like there's no host body for you.
Okay.
So you do come back on the earth, but you get stuck without no host. So
Damn.
you don't get to reincarnate into a body. You're just fucking like
In limbo.
yeah, you're stuck.
Just stuck. Yeah.
You're stuck. Like, oh shit, you just died too many times. You never wanted to move on. Because the thing, like with reincarnation, the reason why a lot of people they choose to come back is because they're not done with what they want to do on Earth.
Yeah.
And then other people they'd be like, "Nah, man, when I die, I'm done. I don't want to come back to Earth. I want to go to the next journey, the next chapter."
Because you can't accept it. Like if you accept it, you can move on. That's like
dude. If I die, dude, I'm done. I'm like, do you want to come back to Earth? No.
You ever seen that movie?
I'm done with that place.
You ever seen that movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg?
No, but I
man,
heard about that one scene.
You would have liked that shit, man. Dude gets murdered and then he can't let it go, so he's like stuck on Earth and he's like possessed people like solve his own murder. Man, that shit is a fucking classic, man. That's one of my favorite movies. Really good movie, but you would like it, man. But it's kind of like that. It's like once he like does what he does and tells us what his girl that he loves and all that. That's when he can like he's like, okay, nah, I'm ready to go on. So it's kind of like you could have
ready to move on.
His name was Sam. Like Sam, you could have been left, but you just wasn't ready, man.
Yeah. Saba says, so with reincarnation, you just keep dying over and over forever. I think it's until you're done with whatever you're doing.
Well, I
think you do have like a choice if you want to come back or not. That's why they're saying, "Oh, don't go to the light or whatever." I'd be like, "Man, move your ass and just let me go on to the next adventure for my soul." Because I wouldn't even want to come back to Earth.
That's why I was like when I was thinking about like earlier with reincarnation and all that, just thinking about it going constantly over and over again forever. I was like, that like just thinking about it, I was like, yo, that's just kind of exhausting. Like, boom, you die, you wake up, your kid, you gotta go through puberty again. Okay, so then I'm dying like at 15, boom, you got to start all over again, and then you die like at fucking 60, then boom, go all. I'm like, damn, like can I get like can I be a fucking dragon or some shit? Like I want to be something after this. This human shit's getting kind of old. I would me personally, I would get tired. I'm like, yo, I go to another universe where people got superpowers. Like I don't want to be.
I wouldn't even want a body no more. I'd be like, fuck it. I just let me slide somewhere. You know,
like I don't want to be a person. Actually, I could see it to be like, yeah, I got limitations as being stuck in a body. Let me show you the world.
I can show you the world.
Oh, but yeah, I feel that. I always thought just like with ghosts, it's just like kind of like I don't know, like because I'm into that multiverse shit. So I'm kind of like our Earth is occupied by another Earth in a different dimension, and then I just feel like sometimes wires get crossed up and it's glitches and people be popping the fuck up here and there, and it's like, yeah, you should belong here, my guy. You know, you kind of like it's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like they're fading in and out of our reality. I don't know how to. I read like a lot of shit about like time displacement and like multiversal shit. But it's kind of like, hey, that person that you think is a ghost is not really a ghost. It's just kind of like they're at a weak point on their world. It's kind of like, okay, like they're walking around. They're not really doing shit. They're not mischievous. They're just kind of like going about their business, but they're actually doing it on their world, and it's just be occupied the same space. Frequencies and shit kind of get crossed over, and yeah, it looks like a ghost in our world, but they're really just doing shit in their own world. I mean, I don't know. I be thinking on some like I read too much shit.
The ones that just walk around casually, those are the ones that don't even know they're dead.
That's did the regular routine know that.
But the one that do evil shit, like fuck up your house, like break stuff.
They know
the evil ones. They know like, oh fuck, I'm stuck here. Like damn, I fucked up, and they're fucking pissed. And then what they feed off of is like your energy. That's why like if you see like some of these like people that go on like ghost hunts and shit, they'll bring cameras or battery that's high tech, all this high tech shit, and all this shit would be drained out. It's I mean that's something like you can't explain. That's something that's not natural. Yeah, I think what they're doing, they're just sucking up whatever energy just so they can appear somewhere and freak people out.
I did hear before that they run off of like something like with the electromagnetic poles and shit. That's why they be running like the little EKG machine or whatever the fuck they call that shit.
EMF detector?
Yeah, the EMF. There you go. They bring it down. There's like some kind of electronic something frequency, some shit or whatever. But because it's for basically like I don't know, it's like it's either using like the magnetic fields of the earth or something like that, or electricity to operate and do what they do, or they're feeding off of. But it has something to do with like some type of energy source they're getting off of.
They give off energy, and
that's why you say like the battery. You get close to that battery, you be like, ooh. Or when they're around people too long, people like, I'm exhausted and like I'm tired. She like, they feeding off you, man. That's why
you're like, damn, I'm so.
That's why you
tired.
sick sitting in the bed, like.
It's like, damn, my back has so much like strain on it, and then. And then if you look through like a special camera, there's like a fucking ghost like
just chilling on your shoulder,
piggyback riding on you and
just
shit.
sitting
like,
on your shoulder,
with your legs over your shoulder.
Like they had like a
and they're like grabbing your hair and shit.
Like they had a pyramid or some shit. I mean not pyramid, but like they had a parade or some shit. Like a child on your shoulder, like.
And it's like, man, things are getting blurry. But then the ghost is like covering his eyes. It's like, damn, it's like looking underwater.
It's like, man, I can't breathe, but the ghost is like pinching the nose.
Damn.
Damn, it's my allergies kicking in. No, he's trying to kill you.
And then you die.
There it goes.
They be killing people, man.
The end.
Sable says that's why there's reports of dinos are spotted in the multiverse. I never heard of that.
Like dinosaurs?
I don't know what Sable be on, man. He says, why can animals see ghosts so much easier than humans?
I think the more simple your mind is, you get it. But I think they know.
They vibrate different. They're on a whole different frequency because you know how you
They can
blow
hear
like
shit.
a dog whistle and like how come they can hear it we can't? Because they're on a whole different range. They're on that dog channel.
Yeah, they got their
Which
ears
happens
and shit.
to be like ghost channel too.
They're on the same AM station, so
That's why it's good to have a dog, man, because he can be like,
yeah.
he's like, hey man, there's a ghost in this house. I'm on the same channel as him.
But they be, but maybe they change the station because this time too, like they know when like a tornado's coming and shit or like a hurricane, like
Yeah, they can feel it, dude.
they know
can feel it in
what time it is.
Their paws, man. They have like so much, like those the things that can read. I don't know what I'm saying.
How they read the air? Like
the paws are sensitive, so they can feel like the ground shake. Like I don't know, like 6 miles away and shit. They're like, I can feel it.
Yo, we need to leave. We about to get fucked up.
Yeah, I just need a dog that can tell me in English.
Man, I would never want a dog to speak me in English.
Like, hey, dude, we gotta go, man.
They would never shut up.
We about to die.
The dogs would never shut up. I swear to you, if they could speak.
They be repeating shit.
I'm hungry. I got to take a shit. I'm hungry. I think a dog's brain's like this, dude. Like fucking nonstop moving, man. Just don't.
Cool things about dogs though, like they'll forgive you even though you fuck them up.
Yeah. Cats don't give a fuck though. I respect
Cats have no.
Cats like I own you, and you need to realize that.
Their eyes are like, if you look at them directly, you can almost see hell.
Yo, dude, I saw that in the movie Constantine. When he grabbed the cat's eyes, it was like he had his feet in like in a cold bucket, and he like looked in the cat's eyes, and his soul went to hell. And he's like, he was trying to find like if this girl actually committed suicide or some shit. But if she committed suicide, she was like really religious, then her soul would have went to hell because that's what her belief was. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna need this cat.
Imagine if that's like what it is. It's like whatever you believe that becomes like your
reality. Rules, man. I always wondered that like if that's what you believe, that's your rule of life. That's what you.
If you believe like a simulation, right? Let's say this is all a simulation. Okay, if you're playing a game and you're playing the game by like a certain rules, of course the game is gonna end with those type of rules, right?
Yeah.
So let's say like we're playing a game too, but we don't believe like none of shit like that. And if we do, we probably might end up shit like that. I mean, I don't know.
That's crossed my mind before though. Like, what if like what you believe is like, that's what you get when it's over. Cause that's
you yawning, man.
Yeah, dude. This is my first time. Like today and tomorrow, gonna be the first time I had 2 days off in a row. In like almost 2 months. So I'm exhausted. I apologize. I have tears in my eyes. That's how serious that yawn was.
Can I take a leak real quick, guys, ladies and gentlemen?
Do your thing, chicken wing.
A woman.
All right, 500. All right, 500 people. Hold on, we'll be right back.
All right, guys, hold on. Be right back. All right, guys, we are back. Thank you guys for waiting.
Hell yeah, appreciate it.
Didn't wipe my hands.
Oh,
but I washed them though.
I guess that's cool.
Okay, I got a story. Well, not really a story. Oh yeah, I do got a story.
Let's get it.
All right, so Indian girl, right? Maybe you heard about this one.
Native American or Indian from India?
India.
Okay.
So she's like a young girl, and she was saying like she used to live in a town like it's called Darpa something, 25 miles away from like her village, and it has like no ties with like her relatives, her family member. They know nobody in this town.
Okay.
But she was saying like she used to live there, and she described like the brother that lives there, the correct name. She named the father. She said she used to have like a pet snake, and she used to feed it milk. And the details got so crazy to where she said like above her bed she had like a sword that she hung up. And then they're like, there's no way like this girl can really describe like this much detail if it wasn't true.
Yeah.
So they looked into it and shit. They had somebody go out to check it out. They went to the town and they found like they found the family, and the family had a girl that died, and everything like checked out. The names checked out, even the fucking sword over the bed.
Yeah.
So when something like that happens, it's almost like, okay, does reincarnation do exist? If not, like how is that possible?
For real, like that's just too.
It's too.
It's too accurate.
It is too accurate. they said it like in like one of those kind of like the TED Talks where they're telling the story about like reincarnation. It's like almost I think a professor was telling a story, and it's like you can't even ignore it no more.
Yeah, you can't even really explain that
Yeah,
shit.
that's when they start looking into it like more. They're trying to look at from like more cases of people that describe shit and then it actually existed. That was one of the stories where they're like, dude, we can't say it's like fake.
Like this kind of breaks science's brain right here because we can't even.
Because like the family, like they got nothing out of it. Like the little girl making up all that shit, if she made it up, it was like for no reason. And then on top of that, like her parents didn't want her to even go to that family. Because it's some racist shit. It's because like the girl that died was like a black girl.
Okay.
So they're like, no, we don't want you to go to that family. There's some shit like that. So the girl never actually went over to the village and see the family for herself.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
Damn.
Wow, though.
No, I mean, all right. So if you had a kid, and your kid was like, "Dad, like I need to go here because I need to take me to the cemetery up in like, I don't know, say like Arlington, Virginia or some shit because." Say he's like 3. He's like, I want to go to a cemetery, and you go there, and he's like, this is where I'm buried. It's like a Civil War soldier or some shit. Like, what would you do? Like that's a hard thing to grab. Even somebody who's like, who even say like, even if you believe in reincarnation, that'd be kind of like, whoa, like now I'm being faced with like,
happening.
Like this happening right now, or like,
well, I mean, I can read kids like that. I can read people, so. If I can tell like if someone's bullshit or not. So if my kid says something like that, and then I already know like his behavior. If it's out of his behavior and then it seemed like legit, I'll believe him.
I think like since a lot of these kids that seem to be experiencing like this shit is like maybe what like 2, 3, 4 years old or some shit. This reincarnation stuff. So it's like I mean at the age they're like kids do lie at that age too, but I think it's for like little stupid shit like.
You can tell when they're lying.
Like food and stuff. Like they'll lie about something like that, or it's little shit. They're not gonna lie about. Oh yeah, I was a slave back in like fucking 18 something, and I want to go to the cemetery to see my grave. Like you know what I'm saying?
It's
like
too weird.
It's too much for a kid to even comprehend. Because kids don't even know shit about the world at that time. Like
yeah, it's like why would you even talk about that?
Now if it was a teenager like that, I'm like okay, that's kind of
or an adult. I'll be like man, get your bullshit ass out here.
I'm like I don't know. You probably did a lot of research. I can't really take your word for it. But as a kid, like for example, right, there was this one story I came across. It was like this is actually pretty good. It was like this 3-year-old kid actually leads like police officers to like this guy who killed him in his past life.
Damn.
Like this kid was like put on that detective hat. I can remember the anime from back in the day with Detective Kid.
Yo, that reminds me of this one video that went viral. I don't know if it's on Reddit or whatever. Maybe you've seen it too, but this guy was recording this white lady like staring down like some black dude in line. And then I thought it was like a racist video, but then the lady was like, it was you. Like, you raped me. I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck?
I didn't see this.
Yeah, it's like, you raped me and you killed me. I was like, damn. It's like, and then she was like, you know what you did. I was like, holy shit. And the dude, you look at his face, it's like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Because he have no idea what the fuck is going on.
But what if he did do something?
In his past life, I think so.
Oh, maybe it was like right now, and
I looked at his face and it checks out. Like he was really shocked. Like, why is she saying this shit about me?
Lady, we all don't look alike, all right? Just calm down.
Yeah, but I think like her past life was like so dramatic that she remember like if she saw her killer, she would know who her killer was, and it happened to be that dude that was in line at CVS.
Yeah, it seems like people that have the most like the ones that have the traumatic shit. Are the ones who are kind of stuck in a cycle to return. Well, it's like just like
I wouldn't even want to return if I got like fucked up like really bad.
Because I'm never hearing stories about all this stuff. I'll be looking for stories for like reincarnation. I'm never hearing stories about people like oh yeah they're reincarnated for like I've heard stories about people like there's a story I saw earlier today, right? This kid was actually the reincarnation of his grandfather, so he was his own grandfather. Fucking crazy shit, dude.
Damn.
It's trippy as shit. I was like, I was getting a headache when I was like, so he's technically his own grandfather.
That's like the Dark series. Like
oh my God, they do that shit like that?
It's so deep to where like the daughter, right? The lady had the daughter.
Yeah.
But then her daughter happens to give birth to her mom.
Oh, God.
I was like, wait a minute. She gave birth to herself.
Let me draw the...
It's so fucking crazy.
But yeah, that's a story I came across before. But so this one is like, all right. So this 3-year-old boy, right?
That's wild.
So he winds up leading to like his leading the police officer. 3-year-old boy, right? Leads the police to a man who killed him in his past life. And it's actually pretty dope. It's like this 3-year-old boy, and Galen Heights caused quite a stir, saying that he claimed he was murdered in his past life. The boy was a member of the Jews ethnic group, which believes in reincarnation, right? And he had a long red birthmark on his head. According to some Jews' beliefs, birthmarks indicate where death wounds occurred during a past life.
It's my head, dude.
Yo,
I got shot.
Got Lincolned. And it says, when the boy learned how to talk, he started telling elders that he had been killed by an axe blow in a prior life. The boy was led through several villages to see if any of them were familiar to him. And once he found a familiar village, he claimed that he knew exactly who had killed him. And that's when suddenly the boy walked up to a man and said, "Aren't you so-and-so?" And the man answered yes. And the boy said, "I used to be your neighbor. We had a fight and you killed me with an axe." And they actually wound up doing an investigation and found out, like, yo, he fucking did kill his neighbor. Like,
damn.
So that 3-year-old boy said, "I even know where you buried my body." And the boy took him to the spot where the guy hid the body at. Afterwards, the boy led the elders to like a pile of stones, which underlay a body with an axe wound in the head. This also led them to a spot where the axe was buried, reportedly forcing his killer to confess the crime. Now, my thing is like,
So is he?
My thing is like this: how would he know where his body's buried at if he got knocked out of it, going into reincarnation mode? Unless he was communicating with the ghost. That's another thing across my mind. Like, did they talk to the
people
ghosts?
like when their story is like when people they die, right? Okay, your body lifts up out your soul, and you're seeing your body. So I'm guessing they get like top bird's eye view, and they're seeing where the body was at. Because there's this one story I was listening to on Coast to Coast where this lady, well not lady, a guy, he got into a crazy motorcycle accident, right? And then he saw himself like looking down
where his body.
The paramedics was doing all this shit, and then the paramedics did something like to his body, right? And then it was like something like only the guy would know like what he did. So then like later, like when he came back into his body, he was like, "Hey, which one of you paramedics guys was the one that went into my pockets and pulled out my cell phone or whatever and did so and so?" He was like, "How would you know that? You were fucking out cold."
It's like, I was always there.
It's like, which one of you guys one was twiddling my penis? You know? It's like, how would you know that? Am I bad?
It's like, I saw everything.
The paramedics guy's like, "No, that wasn't me. I never did it."
It's like,
but it's like shit like that, like when their body jumps out, their soul jumps out of their body, and they can actually see what's going on.
I've heard like stories like where boxers get hit so hard, it's like I saw myself hit the mat, and it's like, ooh, like they got
before it happened.
They got knocked, like their spirit got knocked in their body, and they're like, damn, I'm just laying there, like, I need to get up, man, like get out, please.
Like when the Ryan Garcia got knocked down, right? Like Luke Campbell, he was saying like when I hit him. He said he saw him like fell asleep, and then right when he hit the canvas, he woke back up immediately.
Snapped to
it.
And
then he got back up so fast, and Luke was like, when he got back up so fast, like it shocked me. I was like, you know, because he said he saw him like after he hit him, like he fell asleep. As soon as he hit the mat, boom, he woke up. He's like, I swear to you, this dude was asleep right before he touched the mat, and then the mat, like him hitting the ground, woke him up.
It's like nodding off in class. When your head drops down like this, like, oh, I just fell asleep. Like,
and he was like, he got up so fast. I was shocked. I was like, fuck.
He's not human. Oh, shit. There's another story I came across, too. There's actually a pretty good one. Actually, this is like I take everything with a grain of salt on Reddit, but this is a guy who posted this on Reddit, right? But it was like a Reddit user. He shared like this crazy ass story, right? And he winds up saying like, since as long as I can remember, I had vivid dreams about being a serial killer from the 1940s and 50s. I lived in an old farmhouse in the middle of the woods, secluded from everyone. As I buried my victims, all women with medium length jet black hair and very pretty, on my property. There are at least 50, if not more. I've been dreaming about this guy since I can remember, and the details never change. I don't have a name or location, and it bothers me enough that I tried searching and I don't find anything about it. Sometimes I have moments where I genuinely miss my old life, and he talks about in his life now that he lives currently. I wouldn't hurt a fly, and I've actually dedicated myself to help other people with my career and whatnot. But sometimes certain situations trigger feelings that are not really me, and I'm not sure where they're coming from. There's always some type of girl and always some thoughts of how to disable her in order to get her back to my place. I've come to terms of it and pass it off as a intrusive thought, but I've never wanted to act on it in my life. So God basically confessing, like, yeah, I keep having dreams about reoccurring, like I'm burying these girls and killing them. I think that may be like a past life experience.
He might have been.
And he's like, so I get this urge, but like I don't want to do it. It's like I'm past that, but
I think once he started doing it again, then it'll come natural to him.
yeah, he was like,
oh, I've been.
I was like, I didn't miss a beat, man.
This is normal. This is normal behavior.
I'm in rare form, chopping up these women. Yo,
Man, if you feel like you're like that type of person that you know, like you're capable of like killing somebody, and you just feel like you're that type of person, tell somebody so we can run.
so we can all fuck out of there.
Let your neighbors and your friends know, like, dude, I have a bad feeling. I was a bad guy. Let us know.
Like, look,
It's not too late.
Like, hey, I'm your neighbor. I see you have a beautiful family. You have a beautiful wife.
I have visions.
God, I had a dream I killed every last one of you in this house. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. You should buy a gun.
Copy that. Clock, 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 clock. Lock the door.
I'm calling the cops. Just fuck that.
You ever seen this movie? It's called I Origin.
I did watch it. I think so.
It has to do like kind of like reincarnation.
You told me about this a long time ago.
Yeah, it's really good.
I
Check
watched
it out.
it too. I did watch it. It was like,
But it's like you're seeing from both sides of the fence. Like you're seeing from the scientist's point of view, and then you're seeing from like somebody who believes like in the spirit world. They believe their religion. They believe in reincarnation. So then the scientist, he met some girl at a party. Happens to be some hot chick. She looks like one of those exotic chicks you see in magazines.
okay,
Right? And she believed like in spirit worlds. She believed in ghosts. She believed in reincarnation. So, she tells like the scientists like stories like that. And then it's like, oh, no, that's like baloney. There's no way to even prove that's even real. Because he's like the scientist. You have to, if you can't fucking reproduce it in a lab, like it's not really real like that.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And then they fell in love, and then next thing you know, they got married, and there was this scene, right, where after they got married, they were in an elevator, like going to their apartment, and the elevator got stuck. It's one of those old school elevators where you have to fucking pull the thing down to close the door.
Okay, yeah.
Old school shit.
Yeah.
So then the elevator was like here's the platform, and then it was like down halfway. So then the like if you jump right and it went down, you would be dead.
Yeah.
So the dude, he went up first. Then he was like, "Just give me your hand," but she was scared. She's like, "Dude, just give me a hand for it. The elevator comes down." And then she jumps up. He pulls her right, and then everything was okay. Like she made it, right? So then the camera panned out. Half her body was chopped off.
Oh, it made it seem like she was okay, but
Yeah.
she's like, oh.
Half her body was chopped off, and this is like their wedding day, and they're all in love and shit. And
Man.
it's so crazy because
Fucked up.
like the scientist guy, right? Like what they did, like his studies, like he studied everybody's eyes. That's why it's called eye organs.
Oh, okay.
He studied like their pupils and stuff. Like he said, every single human being, the eye is completely different. There's no eyes that ever match. So he started
Like a fingerprint.
like a program where at every like country, they would take pictures of everybody that was born and get like a copy of the eyes, right? And then they put it in the system.
Okay.
So the girl, she always talk about reincarnation. Yeah, when I die, I'm gonna come back to another body, right? So then, and he took pictures of her eyes like before she died, just to put it in the system.
Okay.
So then he ran like a test, right, just to see like, okay, she died a couple of years ago. Let's run her eyes through the system, and there was a match. Somebody had the same like match eyes like her.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no way, this is impossible. So then he goes down and track like this person. And then it tracks the person down to India. It was a little girl in India. And he was like, should I go? Like, this is like a...
Talking to like a little kid and shit.
Yeah.
Man. It's kind of
like
pedo shit.
He's like, I'm a scientist. Like, this is impossible. This doesn't exist. Because, his a scientist and anything like that.
Outside of facts and shit.
But then, like, his intuition and shit told him, like, just go, just to see, just to prove, like, it's not real or not. So then he goes, he finds a little girl, took a picture of her eyes, like, okay, it's like the same bright eyes. And then he started doing, like, a test on her, like, showing her pictures of you know, what the other girl would like, and then just see if which picture she picked. Like if she show like a banana and like an apple, which one she would eat. Shit like that. And then the girl would fail the tests and stuff. It's like almost like anybody could have passed it. So it's like, it's not really like concrete evidence that, you know, her body reincarnated to that little girl.
Yeah.
So then he was like, oh, fuck it. Like, I don't think it's like reincarnation is a thing.
Yeah.
And then so he was leaving, right? So he took the little girl, they were leaving. And then right when they went to the elevator, the little girl started crying. She started crying and then ran to the scientist guy and held him, like, because she was so scared. And then that's when he was like, holy shit. He was like that. He was like, holy shit. Reincarnation.
Boom day. She remembers that though. That's like for example.
Not a scientist no more.
That's like for example.
No,
that's like for example, right? Like my dad has like a huge fear of getting on trains, right? Kid, like my dad's flown all over the world.
Probably got hit
in a
by a
boat,
train.
some shit, something. Because like he's always had dreams that he would die on a train crash, like die on a train crash, right? Which is like pretty fucking rare thing. I mean, maybe a car accident that's like more common than anything, but like a train accident is like very rare. You don't see him too often. But he's always had like a fear of riding on like some kind of like train, like just a public transportation train, and that shit gets derailed and he dies. And he's always had dreams about it. And to this day, my dad, like, you know, he's in his early 60s, but he still has never got on a train because of that. And over time, I was like,
So he believes that.
when I've gotten older, I don't know if he believes like reincarnation, but he's just
No, he believes that like
he's gonna
seeing,
fucking
like,
die.
Visions of,
Yeah, he thinks he's gonna die if he gets on a train. And my dad ain't afraid of shit, but trains, he don't do trains. And as I got older, I learned about like reincarnation and all this other stuff. I'm like, yo, he may have been maybe got kicked in front of a fucking motor train or some shit. I don't know. Or maybe
people have been dying there lately, man. A lot of suicides.
See?
They had to put like little suicide signs everywhere.
Don't do it.
And then you see the homeless guy rips it,
For real?
throws it on the ground. I'm like,
Why?
Like, was that fun?
Let people make that choice for themselves. Like
He gets off the train. He picks up one of those the little slippery shit.
Oh, slippery when wet things.
Fucking throws it all over the fucking.
Where's Marta, please? Are they ever there? I always see them driving around my neighborhood and shit.
When
I
they're
don't know
there,
why.
nothing usually happens.
This is when they go on lunch break.
But right when they disappear, like, gotta look around and shit. Like, go watch it back. Like, oh, who said that? Because there's just some places it's just so dark. Like, you can get fucked up so easy.
You're like, Mr. Homeless Man, why'd you throw that wet for floor sign? It's like, I just want to watch the world burn.
It's like, oh, you got something to say. You got something to say.
I ain't find
It's
a homeless
always
person.
like that.
Homeless people are strong, dude. They got homeless strength.
They got nothing to lose, man. You'll die before
They
die.
they want to go out. They want to leave this place. So, I get
Death by cop.
And so, did you want to get into like the like how like what like qualifies you as maybe possibly being reincarnated, which is probably all of us, but like
Me,
some
maybe.
some real signs when we get to that.
I
or-
think I have like an old soul, man, that's trapped in my body.
you want to get to that, or
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about soul trapping and what soul trapping is.
okay, you want to do that first, or
Yeah.
okay, yeah, do your thing.
But I'm gonna take a leak.
Okay,
All right, we're back, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about soul trapping. What the fuck is soul trapping?
yes, what is that? I wanted to Google it earlier when I was at home,
You'll never find.
and I
anything
was like,
about it. It's too hard.
no, I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to spoil myself.
Yeah, I try to look up more stuff about it, but it's not really anywhere. It's like it's a theory, dude.
Oh, okay,
It's a theory that if you take like psychedelics, you kind of understand the theory a little bit. Okay, so it's similar. I mean, it is like reincarnation, but the reason why they're calling it soul trapping is because they're saying it's like alien entities, right? That's making us reincarnate on purpose. They want us to come back to this earth so they can trap your soul here and then just collect energy. Because they're saying that these alien entities, they feed off the energy, they take your energy, and this is how they travel within, I guess, the universe.
using
Universe,
as fuel.
multiverse, going through parallel realities. This is how they travel through harvesting like energy from people that keep on reincarnating.
Use this as like a battery or some shit.
Yeah, and it's like the Matrix theory. It's similar like that because this guy, well, he said what he saw. Like this is all explaining. All this is from like people that take psychedelic trips, like DMT trips, and they're speaking with machine elves, and these are what the machine elves are saying.
Okay.
Like there's alien entities out there doing this shit on purpose, trapping your soul, making you think like, oh, do you want to come to Earth? You want, when you die, you want to come back to Earth. They're trying to convince you to come back.
Keep you in that cycle.
Yeah, keep you in that cycle forever. Because you do have an option to not come back and then continue your journey into whatever next shit that you're supposed to be doing. Like Earth is just like a chapter of your soul.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to keep on coming back to Earth. There's more. There's more out there.
So if we have the option to move on or not, how do they keep us trapped here? Like, what's the? Are they tricking us to stay here and want to come back, or like, what's the?
Yeah, they're. What he was saying is like these entities, right? You know how they say when you die you get judged, right?
Yeah.
You go to that person where he judged you. You know how people say, "Oh, only God can judge me." Well, it goes down to like an artificial intelligence. Like they put like a robot there. It's not like a robot, but there's somebody that's playing the role where all he does is judge you.
Yeah, that's his job. Yeah.
Yeah. So you meet that person. Like they're saying this shit is real. You do meet somebody, and then they gauge you like how good or bad or how heavy your heart is, or all the good bad shit you did, and then you get the option to redo your life, or like reincarnate, come back on Earth. But I mean, you could be anything. So I guess it's like kind of like a gamble, or you're like, fuck it, I want to move on.
Okay.
But here's where they trick people. It's like he's saying they would come to you like as like a family member or a relative that passed away, and they try to convince you, like your family member's like, no, you got to go back.
Oh.
You know, you can't.
Trying to like some Jedi mind trick shit or something.
Yeah,
Like, Jedi mind trick. Like, hey,
like, Grandma's that you? Yes, it's me.
come back to us.
Grandma's like, no, go back. Like, what? I'm like 99 years old.
Keep us trapped here. Damn. I never heard this. This is new to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is fresh off the press.
Like a false tunnel and shit. Trying to trick us, trying to trap us. Like, he's saying, like, they showed him where his body was located, and he said, like, his body was suspended in, like, some type of, like, a pod holding him, like how the Matrix was.
Yeah.
And his body is just there while we're living in the simulation, but our minds and body is somewhere else. It's just, I was like, dude, you're describing, like, the Matrix, so we're, like, living in the Matrix.
Straight up, that's the Matrix. That's just, like, straight up the Matrix.
Yeah, unplug me, you know? Well, let me eat that fake steak and shit.
Oh,
I mean, that real steak. Get that real steak.
Nah, they got the Matrix. They got horrible food. Like when you go back to Zion, they eat like fucking mush. Like, you keep me plugged in. I want to eat that digital steak. Like my brain tells me that this is how steak tastes, but I know it's not real. Like that scene when they trying to do Cypher when he's cutting that deal with the agent. He's like, the agent takes him out to this fancy ass restaurant. He's like, I know none of this is real. It's like, I know I'm cutting this steak right now and I'm tasting it. It's not real. I was like, I know it's not real, but I want to go back to a world where I think it's real. Yeah. And that's why he turns on everybody into Nebuchadnezzar and shit. Cause he's like, man, I don't want to know the truth, man. Like, right. I wish I never took that red pill.
I think a lot of people would be like that too. Like, dude, they don't want to know.
On some real shit. I don't even know if I really want to know. Just
like fuck it, right?
That might be too much in my brain, man.
I want to know. Unplug me now.
the real shit and the real shit going on in this world right now is too much for me. You mean I do not want to know anything past this. This is just let me go. Let me live, man.
So like before, like in the beginning, right? There was like real Earthlings that lived here, like real human primates and shit. Before they met with alien entities. Yeah. This is when I guess there was like a war who's gonna control Earth and shit. And I guess they made like a deal with the humans or whatever, and something happened. And then aliens, like from the beginning, they took over. They got control of the Earth. This is the story that these machine elves are telling. And he's saying even till this day, the machine elves, I mean not machine elves, but the alien entity, they control the Earth from the beginning. They control like how the human body is right now. They modified the human DNA, which created us. Which we were only supposed to be like a slave human beings. Like we're only supposed to just do shit, but don't talk back, don't fight back. Yeah. But then, you know, shit got out of hand. They didn't know like the humans that they made were gonna fight back. They didn't know that they were able to like create shit and, you know, actually go against these gods and stuff.
Like, oh shit, they built a fucking bomb? Like they built a nuclear bomb? But we didn't teach them that.
So then the gods got into fights about that shit. Like, hey, you guys got to get these humans like under control. They're like, dude, let's start over. Let's create a flood or something.
So let's start from scratch.
Just get like
leave a couple of them alive.
yeah, pick that guy. What's his name? Moses. Yeah.
Him.
Get him, put him on a damn boat, and let's start over again. And now it's like getting to the point where it's like fucked up again.
Yeah.
You know?
And enter the coronavirus. I don't know. It's
Yeah, like here's like
fuck it.
another thing. Like, you know how like I was telling you how like they feed them like people's fear,
Yeah.
and then they use that to fucking travel and shit.
Yeah.
Let's say like they're low on that shit because nobody believes bullshit no more.
Yeah.
So nobody's like afraid like that no more. You know, even like people they're like at this time and shit. There's not a lot of religious people like that anymore because they see through a lot of bullshit.
Yeah,
so they don't have that control over the population because they're not afraid. Like, okay, they died. They're not afraid of going to hell or heaven or whatever. So like, okay, a lot of people, they're not fearing shit no more. So let's say like that's low now, right? Their energy is low because nobody's fearing
Believing
shit.
that shit, man. Yeah.
Right? So here's what happened. Here's what I'm thinking what happened. That's why they did the whole pandemic shit to make people afraid of something again. And they did it on a global scale.
And try to believe in something
Right.
other than ourselves or something.
So the whole world was afraid of something. They're afraid of this virus. And they got the whole world on this shit.
Yeah.
So they're like, holy shit. So what if like that was like a way for them to collect like a lot of energy?
Out of
Since
fear
they-
and shit.
Yeah. Since they couldn't get it out of people that don't believe like religious stuff, they lost those people.
Yeah. Because I remember, I don't know how it is for the rest of
That's
the world.
just all theory.
But I don't know how it is for the rest of the world. But I know even like in America, they're talking about like religion right now is like at an all-time low. Like,
It is.
Nobody's really with that shit no more. And,
is.
and I kind of find it remarkable that, and, you know, for all this faults that we have as like a country or whatever, and a lot of people are like, even there's people who are like, yeah, I believe in a God, but like I don't go to church or nothing. Like I just, you know, I think I find it very remarkable that a lot of people, including people like myself who don't believe really, you know, subscribe to a higher power being, that we kind of police ourselves on being a decent person at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't like, most people just like know the difference between right and wrong and just live out our ordinary lives and try to respect each other. If we're passionate about something that we feel, then we'll fight for it. But for the most part, I mean, you know, we just, you know, just like little worker bees, just trying to live our life. And, you know, at the same time, it's kind of like a lot of people trying to break away from that religion of trying to, because it's always been like a kind of like a controlled section anyways. It's kind of like, okay, this is where it needs to be. And it's like, most people just like, yo, let people live, man. Like that's what makes the world such a beautiful place anyways. We all come from different backgrounds and all, we got so many different stories and all that. And, you know, don't try to control me, man. Let's just live. Let us live.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the things like religion. They're trying to control your way of thinking. I think that's like that's already red flag, dude.
Well, you know what? I think religion is and this is somebody who's atheist, right? I do like the concept of religion in the way where some people might need that guidance in order to become, you know, go down that right path and all that. There's positives to religion I do like, but I think it gets abused way too often in so many ways, and it gets fucked a lot.
It's too many hands in the pot.
Yeah, man.
They fucked it up. Because I think
now money's involved in religion too. Now it's really kind of like, oh, these. Why is this pastor flying a fucking jet? It's like, come on, man. You should be.
It's religion. All religion's sloppy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all of them is super wrong or super right. It's the majority is sloppy.
Yeah.
But I think like the Indian culture, the one like in India, how they have all those gods, I think they almost have it
They
right.
got a lot of shit. They got a lot of guys, man.
Here's why like I believe like they have like a lot of shit right, dude. Cause I think they were tripping the whole time, man. Like they saw too much shit. Like the wisdom that these ancient people were getting, it's not like they made it up out their ass. They were doing it through psychedelic trips. They were seeing visions through psychedelics. And I believe this because when I take psychedelics, right, and I'm listening to classical music, I'm seeing like visions of like the past where I can see my ancestors coming down to visit, saying hi to me. I'm seeing like, I asked them about the pyramids and shit, and they showed me the inside of a pyramid, and I asked them, I was like, why? I said, why is the pyramid so important? Why do people always, you know, tend to gravitate towards the pyramid? Why is that so important?
Yeah.
They showed me, dude. They took me like under the pyramid. I saw under the pyramid, right? There was like I told you, like they took me into like a museum type shit. The museum is all white, right? And there was other people there, like people in suits, like people from China. It's like almost like we had a ticket to a museum. And I'm looking at what everybody's looking at. In the center of the museum was like a a cube type thing. I'm looking, I was like, what the fuck is that? In my head, I'm thinking this like Marvel, right?
Avengers.
I was like, this is a fucking Tesseract. This is some type of power source, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. And
This is
it's
it.
protected. It's like one of the most protected things. And I was like, why am I seeing this? This is so weird, right? They showed me that. I was like, dude, that has to be real. Like, I believe like the pyramid has something to do with like a type of power source that was there before.
What if like all those people? Because you said there's like a lot of other people in the museum too.
Yeah, almost like, let's say they're astral projecting.
Yeah, I'm about to say, what if they all like all tripping too, and they like in the same location as you? 'Cause that's not
Yeah.
something you would ever. Like, that's not something that you experience is not something that you would like. The most average person will not tell anybody,
Right.
Unless they felt comfortable, right? And it's probably a lot more people that
'Cause they
might
won't
trip.
believe you
Yeah, because
anyway.
they're gonna believe you anyway. So probably like all the people just tripping at the same time as you, and just like boom, y'all there, just
Yeah.
mind your own business. Because when you're tripping, you ain't gonna like. I mean, I don't know. I never stopped and try to talk to anybody. I just be traveling.
It's almost like I don't feel like my body's physically there. It's just I'm seeing like a first person view.
It was like first person shooter type shit. Like,
Like,
boom.
like VR, like, oh,
Yeah, there you
cool.
go.
Because, you know,
I
I'm
can see my hands.
yeah, I'm looking at the old guy looking at it, and he didn't look back at me. It's almost like we're all on our own separate trip, and we're just viewing this Tesseract in the middle of a museum, and it's so sick, dude.
We're all here for the same. Well, it's like a school trip.
Yeah,
We're all
I
here for the
keep
same.
asking them about pyramids, like, show me more. And then they fucking, it got so like geometric, right? They showed me like the pyramids, and then it all fucking caved in and twisted, and then it got so complex, like the design got so complex, right? I was like, show me like the universe and shit. So I'm like expanding out like from the earth, and it keeps on going above and above. It expands into like a different type of universe, and I can see like a big planet, and then you see like it looks so weird. It's almost like a video game, because you can see like what's that shit? Like
It's kind of like Men in Black or some shit. When like
I
show
can't
all them-
describe it. I can't describe it, but I did see like we went underwater again. I don't know if it was Earth underwater or another planet, but what I saw was like a city underwater, and there was kids like in pods, a bunch of pods, right? And they're all connected with like you know how ants are? They have like those little connections, and they have pods and shit.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
humans
It's like,
living and shit like that.
all these tunnels and shit.
Yeah, and I saw a bunch of kids, and their pods are like reading books. It's like a library and shit, but it's so advanced. It's like it almost looks like they're floating, but they're not in water though.
Some kind of. So I don't know. That's you know why I believe you, because like, that's like when people trip and they say like this is until like somebody's believing, like they tell the truth. It's like I can't describe it. That's like
I don't think anybody can describe.
Because
Like,
it's
their
kind of
trip
like
that.
what the fuck, like how like,
Yeah.
like, I can. That's why like when I come out, I'm like writing it down. I'm like, fuck, like I can't even know how to write
Yeah.
this down. I can't. How can I translate this into what I expect, what I felt, man? I think it's more of a feeling than what I just see. I'm like, this is what I be feeling, man.
Yeah, that's why like with the Indians, like going back to them and shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and that's how
they're able to gain all these wisdom, know about all these different gods, and stuff,
reincarnation and shit like that.
know about certain like
They got to, man. They had to trip
Yeah.
out on someone to like.
they have to.
Because the average ordinary person does not just think of this shit. That's why like there's always been this theory that somebody like with Jesus, like back in the day, he was like an old school hippie that did like a lot of drugs and shit. Maybe like nothing like toxic or nothing like that, but something that made him be like, yo, I just want peace and love. Like we should all just be chill, da da. da. And people start following this movement, and that's when the big government back then was like, yeah, but he's getting like a lot of followers, man. Like why is he got all these people follow him? Like,
What are you, the Messiah?
yeah, who they think they are? Like, who the fuck he think he is? Like he's got to go.
He got like 500 followers.
He's like, we gotta look at his MySpace page. Yeah, so I just think like a lot of people just it always starts with a person with like they try something. They're like, yo, I gotta spread the good word, man. There's
Yeah.
I contacted something out there. I don't know what it is, but
Maybe he deals psychedelic plants on accident. They're like, fuck, what did I see?
it was like I was just trying to make a stew.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So they're saying like there's this book called Immortal Key, and what it's saying is like
K-I-E? I mean K-I-E. K-I or key? Okay.
key, like a keyhole. Key.
Okay.
It's called Immortal Key, and it talks about how every single religion on Earth, if you look back deep enough, everything ties back to some type of psychedelic shit. It all stems from psychedelics. So one thing is saying, because it was like religions were connecting with other religions, right? And the story is all similar, and it all happens to be like, it cuts down to like a psychedelic, which, I mean, it makes sense. Like Because where were they getting this type of knowledge? And
You ain't making this shit up.
yeah, like how can you just make up a god that's so like there's like the god of death or whatever. What's that shit? God of destruction. The Indian god. What's her name?
Shiva, I think, or something like that. The chick, or
like
whatever.
with all those arms. Like there should be like complex. Than,
Or Buddha. Like how the fuck? Like
Buddha's a real guy.
Like how would you think about like I'm trying to think about Buddhism and shit like that though, with all that stuff like or like with what's the Dalai Lama? Is that Hinduism? I can't remember, but
yeah,
with like Dalai Lama, but he's supposed to be like reincarnated every damn time. So it's like who how y'all be getting on this? Like
it's like where they get all these deep ass wisdom from, you know? Because I don't think anybody could be like a shaman. Because you know how they're saying, "Oh, I'm training to be a shaman." I don't think you could just train to be a shaman. It's like you're born as a shaman.
Yeah, there ain't there's no college for that. I promise you.
It's like you're born like, oh shit, I just know too much.
You're born into it. I don't know how would they? 'Cause I know like if you're gonna be a shaman, I think it's kind of like from birth you're gonna be trained to be a shaman.
Yeah.
To that time, it's not like.
And they're
fucking
picked like,
turning a job application for it.
Yeah, they're picked like from their elder shaman. Like if they know like, hey, this kid's
got it. Like
then that's when they would mentor him like from a child. Like
this kid's got moxie. Like, it's kind of like how like the Jedi in Star Wars. Like the best way to get a Jedi is when he's really young, so we can shape and mold him to believe in the Jedi way. Because if he's too old, he's just like it's just too much. It's like he
can't teach your old dog new tricks.
Yeah, he's too corrupted already. So
teach the puppy.
He might take what we teach him and twist it. That's how Anakin became Darth Vader because he was too old to be a fucking Jedi.
Start making up new moves.
Hey.
So I don't know about that backflip.
A fucking glowing sword.
All right, so so this soul trapping thing, right?
Yeah.
Let's say if it's a real thing, how can you really escape it? Well, I have a solution for you guys. I went like deep into this rabbit hole. All right, to escape the soul trap, at the moment of death, make sure you die at a 45-degree angle.
What?
So your soul it exits from the top of your head.
You can't control how you die.
Right. Well, if you die in front of me, I make sure 45-degree angle, and then your soul just goes straight from the top of your head.
If I'm dying, I'm like, please call 911. They're like,
I'll be like,
I gotta move your body, Chris.
Move me 45 degrees.
I'm like, dude, I could easily just call 911.
Yeah. So your soul can exit freely from the top of your head, and then make sure like you're not afraid like when you're about to die. I know this is a hard thing to ask, but when you're dying, just know like, hey, you're gonna die. You're gonna die anyway. Like, don't be afraid.
What if it's like instantaneous though? Like you just shot in the head, and you don't even know it.
That happens.
Then you just knocked out of your body like, oh shit, I'm just there on the ground. Like
that means you're gonna reincarnate. Because people that usually reincarnate, they die like a quick death. They're like, hey, I don't know what happened. Pull me back.
And then you wake up in somebody else's body.
Pull me back, coach. Take me off the bench. It's like because you die so quick. You're like, hey, I wasn't done, man. Like let's say you had a family, you're married. Like, hey, I can't just leave my kids like that. I
wonder with reincarnation, does it like stick to like a timeline? Like you can only go forward with reincarnation, or can you go backwards in time? Like if I die now, then I go back and I'm like
they put you on a different timeline.
Like I'm like in fucking King Arthur or some shit. Like
maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Like does it always have to go forward with that shit? Like time is a man-made construct. That's what I was here.
Like think of it
time
like as
a flat circle.
Think of it like as a vinyl track.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Everything is already like laid out already, right?
Yeah.
So they'd be like, let's just put Chris like on this timeline, and then you're playing like on a different line on the vinyl track.
But it's still going in there.
It's still gonna end up like do. And then you time travel, like take the little needle off, put that on,
put it back,
and that's time travel.
There you go. That's pretty good. I like that. Did you think of that? That's good. That's what I'm saying.
I heard some scientists talk
That's actually very interesting, though. That's actually, you should have kept lying.
I was like, that's a good metaphor, man.
I was like, that's fucking really good. Because I can picture it. I know how this shit works. Amazing.
But yeah, so try to be anxiety-free when you're like bleeding out, you're about to die. Be anxiety-free.
Fingers crossed.
Don't fear death because your soul is going to go somewhere. Don't worry. It's forever. Your soul is forever.
I was not going to be a moment where I'm going to be like...
Here's one thing, though. Like, let's say, is there like already a set amount of souls? Or how can you create more souls? That's what I don't get.
Recycled.
You know what it is? You know how you create more souls?
Babies.
You buy another hard drive.
So how we...
Boom. Program more souls.
Oh, so you think about the simulation? I'm thinking about okay.
Damn, this is like way bigger than like
this is way bigger. That's what I'm like.
Even the alien's like, it's way bigger than us. It's just we got the upper hand right now.
It's like we're just work in the factory for you guys. We run this shit. There's people. We got bosses.
Yeah, it's just.
Damn.
Where was I?
Oh yeah,
Okay, to avoid this soul trap, when you die, they ask you, hey, you want to come back? Just say, nah, fam, I'm good. I'm ready to move on.
I feel like that's gonna be a period where you're not even gonna realize what the hell's going on. Like
that's why it's good to practice meditation with psychedelics. That would help you. It'll make the transition easier. That's why when, like, the study in Johns Hopkins University, right? The psychedelic studies. Most of the people that sign up for these programs are like cancer patients, people that's like they're about to die. Mm-hmm. They take it because they're like, hey, what's like the worst that can happen? Like, how can you really scare me with the psychedelic? So they will go into these psychedelic trips. They will listen to the songs, all the classical music. And at the end of the session, it's like, man, life is great. And I'm not afraid of death anymore. Yeah. They're not afraid of the fear of like, hey, one day they're going to go because it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Yeah, they accept it like, hey, so when it does happen, your soul, your mind, everything's already made up because you already know. So what psychedelics it does, if you're listening to it the proper way, like with the classical music, dude, you're gonna live a good life, dude. I think so. I feel like my last couple of trips is like super profound, and it made me want to make like a lot of different changes and shit. Yeah. I was motivated, dude. I was like, dude, because they were showing me shit like, dude, if you want to change your life, you can change it so easy. If you want this, want that, whatever, you can build it, you can change it, and just do it.
Yeah, you gotta just start doing it.
Yeah, they're like, dude, be that bunny rabbit that you think you are. And everybody loves a bunny rabbit. They're like, so be that rabbit. And I saw myself as a rabbit, like in the snow. I was like, damn, that's a
white rabbit.
That's a rabbit I want to play with. They're like, be that. Be somebody that you want to play with. I was like, that's a crazy way of showing me shit.
That's actually kind of a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to look like nobody wants to be friends with like a piece of shit. Like,
yeah. Like, they're like, be that rabbit, the one that you want to play with. I was like, oh, okay. Let's be that rabbit.
But I always like, I mean, I've always thinking like, treat others the way you want to be treated.
There you go. That's another way.
That's how it works. That's how
they showed me in a vision. Like, here's like another thing, like what I was thinking about classical music, how like deep and complex it's written out, like the old shit, like Mozart and Beethoven. Their composition, the way they wrote it, is like, I don't think they really wrote it. I think it came from like above, like the hardcore ones, like the Requiem, the last piece that Mozart wrote. That shit is deep as fuck, dude. It's like, I don't think a human wrote that. It was written by like something that's above that gave him the knowledge to write that shit.
But it was on drugs.
Yeah, you had to be on drugs, and then they gave you like the notes to like some songs, and then they say, hey, write this shit.
I remember the most prolific trip I ever went on was my first one. And I was listening to music, but my brain was making up music when I was traveling through all that shit and seeing like, that hand that grabbed me and pulled me through the universe and shit. Like, my music was making like there was like almost like an orchestra in my brain playing. Damn. But it was like original soundtrack shit. And that's what I was thinking, like, just now we was talking about. I was like, damn, in my head when I was tripping, like, I wasn't playing no music, but in mine was like fucking like epic, like fucking like if you go to like an opera, like some like epic like percussion instruments, like cymbals and shit. Like, this shit was amazing, but it was all the little flute and shit, like my shit was just all that. And then when you just bring it up, I was like, yo, what if they was tripping? Like, cause my brain made up a whole soundtrack. There's nothing I've ever heard before.
Here's another thing, like, where I think about like how everybody's minds are almost all alike. Well, not almost. I think everybody has like the same type of data in their head. Yeah. Like we all like carry like knowledge from their past. Okay. You know how scientists are saying, oh, we only have control over 15% of our brain, right? So let's say like, okay, when you're on a psychedelic, it opens up another path in your brain, and your brain is making these neuron connections with another side of your brain, where it's the side where it shows you like the past history of like our culture or our ancestors. You're seeing everything from the past because that knowledge is already ingrained in your brain.
Genetics, man.
Yeah. So if you want to know anything like about like Egypt or whatever, it's already like
There.
in your brain. You're downloading it through like the help of psychedelics.
If we've been reincarnated before, like which might be a possibility, like because we can't remember, but what if we like,
right?
Hey,
Or let's
we
just
dig
say,
into that experience that we've already went through before.
or let's say like it's not even like, well, I guess it is the same thing. Like you're putting your conscience into a different body. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Well, yeah. That's why I believe like everybody know all the same shit.
Yeah,
That's
for the
what
most
I
part.
think.
Yeah.
Because I was asking people on Reddit, right? I was asking, hey,
You finally talking on Reddit?
yeah,
Me too. I-
I'm famous
yeah,
on there.
I
Don't find me though.
I had to like break through my mold on Reddit. I was kind of like, oh, these people act like they fucking everybody knows everything. But once you break that mold, you
Yeah, I only talk in the mushroom community.
yeah. If you're gonna get a Reddit, talk about shit that you do know. Like,
Yeah.
don't act like you know it all.
I go there, I help people, they help me. I asked them, I was like, hey, you guys ever get like visions of like pyramids and stuff? And this dude, he was saying, it's like, yeah, I'll be seeing like ancient like pyramids from like the Aztecs and stuff.
Oh shit!
And then I was like, oh, that's cool. And then
Apocalypto.
another guy was like, yeah, I saw something similar, but then I saw a bunch of big numbers, like number 2, number 3.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What was I watching the other day? Oh, I might have been reading something the other day. I can't remember what it was. They were talking about numbers that people see when they trip.
Yeah,
It's like
I never saw that.
It's fucking insane. Some people have a fear of like 11 or some shit, but it's like they always see it doing like
I
a
see
trip
it everywhere.
Like people are like, well, when you trip out, they even see like you're going to trip. You see these numbers, people have a fear of it, but they don't see it again. Like, is it counting down or something or counting up? But it's like it creates a phobia. It's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, a long time ago, I used to see like 11 all the time, and now I'm starting to see it again.
I see it a lot now.
Like
Ever since you told me
everywhere.
about it, and then last year, the year before, probably like 2019, so the year before,
Yeah.
a friend of mine was like, "It's 11:11." I'm like, "Oh yeah, it is." And then I'm always seeing that shit now. And it's always at night. It's never during the daytime. It's 11:11 at night. I'm always seeing it.
I'm
And it
seeing
never
like,
it never fails.
I'm seeing 7-Eleven in the morning, 7-Eleven at night. I'm seeing 9-11 all the time, 11-11 if I'm up that late, 11-11 a.m. I see it on like on my receipts, at the gas station.
Oh my
I
god,
see it like
that's very random.
I see it's everywhere. I see it like on car license plates. I think because your mind is already subconsciously thinking about that number.
It's like the movie 23
you'll
type
see
shit.
it.
Like
It's like saying, hey, try to think of this, but don't think of like dogs.
and
But
then
then
you're
you're always you're
think
gonna
about
be thinking
dogs,
of
yeah.
dogs. It's
Yeah,
like
true,
when
fresh
you
shit,
when
yeah.
you buy a new car, right? Like, oh, you're gonna start seeing it everywhere because that's your car. And then like, oh, I'm seeing it everywhere because you're already thinking
It's like in
about the
GTA.
damn car.
It's like in GTA when you want that nice ass Banshee car and you finally get it and you driving around and you're like, man, everybody got this shit. Does that ever happen to you in GTA, man?
I don't play it that much.
No, not the new one. This is like San Andreas or Vice City era. It's like you like the old school Banshee car.
Yeah. Then you see it everywhere.
And everybody got that shit. You like, has it
Yeah.
always been like this? I don't know.
That's how it is. When you think about it, you'll see it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so wait, this other thing about what the machine elves told this guy. Oh, I already told you guys how to get out, right? Just say no. Say you don't want to come back to Earth, unless you want to come back. I mean, you can speak for yourself, but
I mean, man, maybe you ain't done with the party yet. Maybe you died too soon. Shit, that's what I'd be like.
maybe you're not done.
like, yo,
Usually, people that's not done here, they come back, and I think that's why my soul like reincarnated again in this body, for me to figure something out. Because I feel like there's like a higher purpose for me. I feel like I'm on like the edge of figuring it out right now. Because like from my last trip, I keep telling them like, what is my purpose? Like, tell me. They wouldn't tell me, but I feel like I'm almost there. Like
Yeah.
I'm about to figure it out. I just don't know yet.
Yeah, there was sometimes reading earlier and they was talking about like how every life that you live is supposed to be a lesson learned in order for you to build up to that final step of like, okay, this is it. Once you reach that final step, then you can move on or something like that. That's what I was reading before too. It's like, okay, so like in this lifetime you're here for this purpose and this is what you're supposed to learn, right? Then when it's over and then you're reborn again, now you kind of have knowledge from the shit that you learned before a little bit, maybe not all of it, but now you're about to add some more shit. It's kind of like going to high school, you learn about algebra 1, and then in 10th grade, like algebra 2, then eventually, they all eventually stack up on each other in some type of way. And that's what it was to kind of explain, like how like sometimes reincarnation is kind of just like just experiences stacked up on each other, and then eventually you hit a point where you got to use all that shit. I don't know.
Yeah, and then like you build either good or bad karma, but
Yeah.
just know like every good and bad thing you do it's all collected. It's all written down somewhere.
Yeah, they got that shit on file.
Yeah, it's on a blockchain.
Yeah.
They can look up the file on that one day where you were doing something really nice, but you don't go talking about it or nothing. And you're like, oh man, nobody saw me do anything nice. But you know what you did and shit. All this shit is kept in record. Like when you gave like a homeless man like $10 and stuff, but nobody saw it and shit.
Yeah.
You never spoke about it, no nothing. Just know everything you're doing, good or bad, is all being noted down. I believe that too. That's why like when I see people, they make videos where they're like, oh, I'm doing a good thing. Like I'm getting all these people food. Like that's cool.
I hate seeing that
but
shit. I fucking hate that
but
shit.
they're really doing it for like
that clown.
a different purpose. Like they want to be known to be like, hey, I'm the nice guy. I do stuff like this.
I hate that shit. I fucking hate it. Like somebody posted something around Christmas Day on Instagram. It was like fucking feeding the homeless. I'm like my brother-in-law, my sister does that shit all the time around the holidays. They never post that shit ever. They go there. Oh, they were like, hey, we're gonna be late for like Thanksgiving dinner because we're actually gonna be feeding homeless today or some shit like that. Making pancakes for them or something for breakfast or whatever. They never post that shit. So when I see people doing it, I'm like, man, you can move in silence still. Like, I mean, there's a way you can still do good shit, but why you gotta let the world, like, what do you have to prove to the world about you being a good person? That's like something you should know yourself.
To me, it's a waste of time, like, on them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying, like, it's a bad thing to do that, but it's like, you're wasting your own time, like, to even, like, prove that what are you trying to prove to people that you're this good person? If you're a good person, you're a good person. You don't have to waste your time, like, hey, make sure you get me from this angle. Like, do it, like, just do it. Like, it doesn't.
Especially, like, if you think about like this, when it's all said and done and you move on from this life, these people here right now ain't gonna be in charge of your judgment or anything like that. That ain't got nothing to do with who you trying to flex for. Like, yeah, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So don't be worrying about us. Just worry about what's after this shit, if there's anything,
Right.
Don't be.
Just do your thing.
Live, but
don't worry about like these people.
Yeah.
Because they're all going on their own journey too.
Yeah, they all walking their own path.
They're all doing their own thing. Some people like more clueless than others and shit. But I mean, they can try again next time.
But does that mean they're winning this race in reincarnation since they're like rich and famous and all that? Does that mean would they say that they're winning, or is like does it being a good person would make you more of the winner out of this? Like,
I mean, everybody has like a different view of what like success is. The majority will say like being successful is like somebody that's like wealthy and able to provide for their family and everybody, and everything is perfect. And other people like successful, it has nothing to do with money, but more of like what they can do to help people. Yeah. Like let's say you live in a village, right? You know nothing about computers, money, or nothing. The village, all you guys do, you help each other out. You go, you hunt food, you bring to your village and feed the whole village.
Everybody plays their part.
For them, like them bringing home like a lion or something or whatever animals they eat, that's like their idea of what success is, because they see they're able to feed the whole village. Everybody's happy. They're dancing, cooking, cleaning. They're doing their thing, and that's success. And success, like for someone that lives in America or any city, completely different. But it's the same thing in the end.
In the end, on some levels, it's like the same, like the breadwinner or something like that, bringing like, providing for the people that you care about is like
success is like different. And
because like
it's how you view that shit.
It's how you see like with a lot of sports, especially like in the NFL and like NBA, like when they hit it big, they're like, I bought my family house, some shit, like a new house and shit. Like now
that's another form.
People like, damn, he made it. Like fuck, that's, if you can provide for.
That's like how we view like, oh,
I never thought of it on that level. That's actually right. I never even thought about it on that level, but yeah.
You can like be successful on your own if you don't compare yourself to nobody, and you're just, let's say you just compare yourself to like last year, like damn, I'm showing out, from my last year.
Yeah.
But you're comparing yourself to yourself. That's a different way, like because people they try to compete with people, right? And that's where they lose, because there's always gonna be somebody that's better than you.
Go get yourself.
It's better for you to say, hey, were you better today than yesterday? What you do today is what matters, dude. Yeah. And I say, for me, competition, man, it's just be better than what the fuck you were like yesterday, last year, yesterday, 10 years ago.
Show progress. Show progress, man. Move forward.
Right. And then you can be like, damn, like I am successful. It doesn't matter how anybody view you and shit.
And it's like success is kind of like, I don't know. It's like the beauty of the eye beholder. Say like,
it's just like that.
So like if you was like a drug addict 1 year, and then a couple years down the line, you went to rehab, and now you overcome it. It's like, that's your success story right there. You got out of that shit because could easily still been stuck on that shit.
I started viewing like all that shit different, man.
Oh, right.
Like I think like from me from last year, like mentally I grown like the most.
Yeah.
Like my thinking, I'm seeing things like there's so many different perspective how I'm viewing life, how I'm viewing how other people view shit. Cause I used to almost think like one way, and I'm like, hey, why do people like do shit like this? But I'm not thinking like, hey, I'm not this person. Why would I think like, hey, they should be like a certain way or act a certain way and shit? Like, who the fuck am I, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm not fucking always right.
Right.
I've had to be the same way too, where like
I do like to be right though, but you know, it's not like that.
I used to be like that too, where like I lived like a lot in reality. Where I'm like, I don't like if there's no proof, I don't believe it. And I did believe in like a lot of shit too, or I leaned to like a lot of shit too at one time where I would like for entertainment or whatever, maybe like conspiracy stuff like that. But if I was like, if there's like if I can't see the touch it, I don't believe it. But over time, especially since we've been doing this podcast, especially since we started doing this podcast again, I've been a little bit more open-minded with stuff. I'm like, I don't know if it's true or not. I can't say I'm really 100% with it. Like, but and when anything's possible in the universe, like Ed said, look, I can't disclaim it either. I can't say it's not true. Even with like stuff like reincarnation, which is like something I've always been into. But I'm like, I can't prove it's not real, but who to say like that it is? Like, you know?
Right.
So I'm like open-minded to like a lot of shit more now, man.
Yeah, that's like another thing. Like, I think people, if they were more like open-minded, more people would not be afraid to talk about stuff like this.
No, fear is like the fear of the unknown shit is like what holds people back. Like the fear of the unknown. It's kind of like for example, like dying. Like we don't know what's after this, so everybody's like has a fear of like wanting to move forward, which is natural. It's kind of like I don't know shit about fucking bears, so I don't want to be around one.
That's why like I wish people were like more open, like to ideas, because like you know like the minute like let's say you're in a group, right? You don't really know these people, but like you want to talk about the stuff you want to talk about, but you're afraid because hey man, these guys are gonna think I'm crazy. They're gonna judge me and shit. Because even like today, like it's not a normal thing to bring up like something like hey reincarnation or hey psychedelic trips are real or whatever.
You better get on a subreddit.
Yeah, they're gonna be like
that'd be the only place you can be able to talk about your shit.
Yeah, they will cast you out, and that's why you get stuff like Reddit where you have to go find your community and then you go chill in your little little jungle.
Like Reddit is low key like my favorite social media over anything. Like Twitter and everything. I don't give a fuck what you compare. Reddit's like my favorite thing to go to. I'm like, yo, this is my people's like, yo, that cause I can talk about topics that I know I'm knowledgeable about. Like,
yeah, because in real life, like it's hard to find people and talk to them about this shit without looking fucking crazy.
That's what I tried to tell a friend of mine one time, which I didn't realize this, but he goes through like moments of depression. I'm like I was like, I'm not saying like Reddit's like the answer to everything, but it's like if you think you're alone in this, you're not. And like I was like, dude, if you go, I was like, Reddit, like everybody's going through the same shit. You don't even realize it. It's like your problems are like, I know it may seem like it's exclusive to you, but you are far from alone. Like Reddit's one place sometimes I go. I'm like, yo,
That's like the one thing that's really good about like the internet, the positive shit. It's like you can find connections with people that
on the globe,
anywhere around the world, you can find a connection with somebody that likes what the hell you like.
Fuck yeah, and because somebody else is like, what you think is like what you the way you think and what you like is probably exclusive to you, man. Everybody, there's a lot of people on that same shit too. You just gotta find them. They out there.
Tanina says, if people knew the secrets after death, a lot of people would be offing themselves for sure.
Yeah. I actually thought about that a long time ago.
There's a movie like that. I forgot the title, but in the movie, there's this scientist who actually proved like there is life after death. Like legit 100% proof.
Oh my God. Suicide would be so fucking hot.
And they actually had a real recording of like a person that died, and it showed like him in another world, like living another life.
What movie is that?
I forgot the name. Bob knows it. I saw it a couple times. But in the movie,
I seen a trailer for it. I know. Fuck. I never seen the movie, but there's a trailer for it.
Yeah, they got the dude from Games of Thrones, the midget guys in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it doesn't matter his name, but
whatever.
Okay, in the movie, once the world like believed like, oh shit, this doctor, he really figured it out. Like, okay, there is life after death. What started to happen, and Teneno, he nailed it. People started committing suicide, and they had like a suicide ticker. Like it will keep going and going and going because people's like, oh man, this life sucks. I wanna start over. Yeah, and then this girl, she was about to like drown herself, but then she met like some dude, and then she ended up not doing it. You know, I'm gonna hear that on the recording.
I'm sorry.
You're in trouble.
I'm sorry. I have like food in my teeth. It's been bugging me, dude. That's why I brought my toothpick with me.
But yeah, I forgot the name of that movie, but there's a movie like that, Nintendo. Like, oh shit, there is life after death. Everybody.
Peter Dinklage, that is his name.
Yeah. It sounds like a damn fantasy. Yeah, look for it, Nintendo. I don't know where it's on. I don't even think it's on Netflix. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Man, just type it in Google. Be like, suicide movie and afterlife. So I don't know. I don't know how that would not like. I type it in Google, but Google might red flag you on that shit. I don't know. I don't trust Google like that.
Okay, so back to the machine elves for a little bit and the soul trapping. He asked them, like, is the soul trapping real? They didn't give him like an answer. It's almost like they would break a law if they gave him an answer like that. Mm. So what they did, they just told him to listen to a song. They told him to listen to a song by Max Richard called "On Nature of Daylight," and it's another orchestra. And this song, like I listened to it at work today, I was like, holy shit! If I was tripping and I listened to the song, I would see bad shit. It's like the song that would trigger like a lot of negative emotions. And he's saying like when he was listening to it on the trip, he did like felt like saddened by like almost like his relatives like on the other side that crossed over. Yeah. It's almost like they weren't giving them a voice to contact him like through like a psychedelic trip. Okay. Like almost like they were being blocked off. And then he said that he felt like a demon presence like behind him, peeking from behind him and shit. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not going to listen to that song now after he said that. Yeah. But this song is actually the same song that they used in that movie, The Arrival. And The Arrival is that movie where the aliens
they understood it. Yeah, they understand the language and shit. Yeah. I always want to keep calling that movie Signs, dude, because this makes more sense to me that way. Just because they're trying to learn language and shit. Like, I don't know.
That movie is good, though.
It's good. Really good. It's one of my favorite outer space movies. That's like the most realistic one because that's like in the real world, it's like if you can learn how to speak to each other and we can learn to understand each other, we could work, man.
Yeah, see, that's another thing.
Like, communication is key.
Like since they're saying like when they gave that stimulus bill, right? So attached to the stimulus bill, they said, hey, you guys have to disclose like whatever you know about aliens. Like we give you 180 days to fucking reveal everything. Because I'm thinking like there's other races that live here on the earth, like not just a human race, there's other alien races, and I'm thinking like either they're underground or in like the ocean or something. Because I saw like the ocean, I saw like cities under the ocean and shit, and all they want, dude, is to be at peace with like the human race. But if we don't know they exist, it'll be violent, right?
We're so fucking crazy though. I wouldn't want to see us.
But like the overall idea is to have peace with other races from other galaxies, underwater or whatever. Yeah. Because humans right now, they're pretty feisty, man. They'll shoot at an alien aircraft just because they don't know shit. Oh yeah. That's when the alien's like, hey man, these guys are reckless. We fuck these guys.
Bust out the plasma cannons. Yeah. But
man, you said that movie sucked? Arrival's not boring, Nintendo.
What? That movie is good, man. I think a lot of people.
It's not boring.
I think a lot of people had the misconception when they went to go see it, like Independence Day type shit, and it was like, no, this ain't that movie. This is.
I thought it was like super deep, like the idea of the way they communicated.
I loved it. I was like, there needs to be more out of space movies like this. Not that fucking. I've seen enough like Mars Attacks movies. Like I need
something that I could think like, hey, this could possibly be like a real thing one day,
Because I feel like too, like if these movies keep putting this stuff in your head, when aliens do show up and they try to come at us correct.
How else would you communicate with them?
Are you gonna shoot at them? Like that's what these movies are telling. Like no, man, that movie, I liked it, man. Arrival was dope. I was like, this is how it should.
I really liked it.
I was like, this is how it should be. Like
that shit don't put me to sleep. It actually wakes me up before I go.
Because I went into the movie like I know they're gonna be talking about it, like talking to aliens trying to communicate, but are they gonna go to war? And then I'm just watching like, oh, they're trying to learn from each other. I'm like, I liked it, man. That was the feel good movie of the year for me when it came out.
He says, watch Prometheus.
Man, Prometheus is trash.
Is Prometheus the one where they have the dude, his like buff is all white?
Yes.
That scene, it looked crazy as fuck.
Well, I'd be like,
I never seen it. I just saw the scene where the white guy was like out there like doing his thing.
Let me try to think. I didn't hate Prometheus, but it was like no. I mean, could you really even tell it was an alien movie? It was like as a prequel to Aliens. No, you would never know.
Prequel to Aliens?
Yes, it's just like the Xenomorph started, and it started from that fucking.
Oh wait, we can't talk about movies. We're gonna get a bad review.
Oh yeah. So,
Hey, fuck that dude that gave us 1 star.
Well, you could at least give us 2, my guy.
He gave us 1 star in iTunes, man, and he said that we don't talk about the topic, which is true.
Well, I think we took like 38 minutes.
We take too late. That's why like we reformat the whole show and we're talking about the topic first now.
Yes,
and I think we did a great job this time because we stayed on topic the whole time.
This is a world record. This is the longest we've.
This is like real podcast.
This is it now. It's
like
I think we made it.
We're playing the game now.
Now we're playing by the rules.
Once we know how to play the game, it's a wrap. We're gonna cut it back to our old format.
But we're talking about, and then we're gonna flip the shit back over. Yeah. No, we talked about for a long time about flipping it over anyways to like main topic first. And I don't know why.
Yeah, we did that one time, but then we lost it.
Yeah, and then we went back to. I don't know what happened, but all right. So we're gonna stick with this. I do like it like this though. Feels more legit. What the fuck? Stop texting me.
That's pretty much all I got for soul trapping. So the main idea, man, don't let your soul keep reincarnating, because if you reincarnate too much, guess what? You're going to come back as a ghost. It's going to be like, dude, you ran out of points. You ran out of all those respawn points. And now we don't have a host for you.
Now you stuck.
You're stuck. You could be that little silly ghost on fucking Main Street.
I thought he was going to say Casper. Give me fucking Casper.
That's why, like, if you're thinking about suicide, think about that next time.
Yeah,
you only have so many times that you come back, so don't waste that respawn on a silly suicide.
There's like,
here's the thing, like, what's crazy about suicide? Wait, never mind.
But shit about to get dark. shit just got dark.
Never mind.
So we can go over like the 10 signs right here, like quick. That might be like,
oh yeah.
Right. Okay, then we'll probably be able to wrap this up and then
we'll finish it with that.
Oh, you finished with this? Okay. All right. So, all right. So this is something I came across today and I thought was interesting. It's like, here are 10 signs that your soul has reincarnated. Basically, something like, you've been down this road before, right? Like this ain't your first rodeo. So here's the 10 signs. Number 1 is like you have a powerful intuition.
That's me. That's one.
And it says like people who have reincarnated before just have an ability to know things before the rest of us. They can go deep within to access knowledge, otherwise hidden to the public, and have a way of sensing things before they happen.
That's me.
Intuitive souls may have connections to other dimensions and worlds, and have the ability to talk to beings from other planets and galaxies. They spend a lot of time in quietude.
That's me.
Mulling over information they have been given.
Mulling over information?
Just like fucking, I'm just like,
dude, I fell asleep watching the Aztecs yesterday.
There you go, man. There you go. I don't know anybody who's ever done that in my life. There you go.
I'm always trying to learn new shit.
Last time I did was like Apocalypto. That was the last time that's the longest I ever did it for. As I said, they spend a lot of time in quietude, mulling over information. They've been given.
Is that still the first one, or is the next one?
The same one, yeah. Basically, you're learning about shit. I do this too, not what I didn't do with assets, but it's like when you're by yourself and you just like learning, because you're trying to make sense of everything. So that's basically what I'm saying. Like you're trying to find an understanding or whatever.
People that say like they're lost all the time, they don't know their talents, they don't know like their purpose, they don't know what they're supposed to do in life. Like here's one thing like you can do. Just fucking be curious about shit and go try new shit that you wouldn't even think of doing. Because you don't even know like what skill you got if you never even done like shit before.
Yeah.
So like an easy way for you to get over that slump is just be curious about something and try it.
Okay.
Like let's say like, oh, I'm curious about a motorcycle. Like I would never know if it's like super fun or not if I never tried it.
Yeah.
Or like, I could be good at tennis, but I never played it. I mean, who knows, right?
Yeah.
It's like shit like that.
Yeah, I got to make that leap. Another says, I can see ahead of time. Is that a gift? I would say yes, because
that's a curse, man.
Every now and again, I will have dreams. Every now and again, I have like premonitions. Like I haven't had it in years, but like especially my teens and like my early 20s, I will have dreams about the future, and then a couple days later, I'm like, holy fuck! I literally just had a dream that I just did this shit like 3-4 days ago. Yeah, I was like a deja vu. Like, I think I've done this. I know for sure I've had a dream that I did dream it, but I'm like, is my dream? Am I predicting the future? Is my dream let me know like, hey, this is about to happen because you've kind of gone through something like this before? Like, am I repeating the same life again? Like
here's what makes me like I can see something happening before it happened is because I'm looking at patterns. It's like almost like my brain works like a computer. Like I see things go like a certain way so many times. I can almost
predict the shit. Yeah.
I can almost predict like what this person's about to do from like me seeing like patterns, and because I observe people a lot. I watch their actions. I watch them. I people watch, not in a weird way, but I see how they react if something would happen, and then I would predict like, oh, this guy is gonna fucking get pissed because that lady just poured all that water. She poured all that fucking water in the train, and I know that dude is gonna get triggered, and that's what happened. And I'm like, I have to get off this train
before they fucking blow this bitch out. Yeah, it's like, cause once you start seeing routines and stuff, you like, this motherfucker's about to snap at my job. Like, he's gonna threaten to kill somebody. I see it already.
You just see it before it happens because you're like, oh man, this is gonna be a bad idea if I do that.
Which is funny because number 2 is you have deja vu often. That's number 2, right?
I have that too.
That was a good segue. I like how we set that shit up.
We saw Tenet, but we're not gonna talk about it.
Tenet, yeah.
We're gonna get too deep on that.
Yeah, oh fuck, that would derail this. We've been doing good Tenet though.
Okay, so number 2 is
Deja vu.
Deja vu. Okay, that's a check from me.
Like deja vu says, if you've reincarnated before, you may have an eerie sense that certain events have happened to you before. For example, if you take a road trip across the country and you feel as though you've been to that exact roads before, even though you have never been there before, this may indicate that you lived here at one point in time or another in another body. Certain people, places, or events may seem oddly familiar to you, or if you can't remember seeing or meeting them before. So it's like,
you just feel like a connection.
It's like I've never done this shit before, but why do I feel like I've been here before?
Yeah, like it feels natural. Like you're supposed to be surfing right now.
Now this is something
I never surfed before. Like, but I mean, I would imagine like, let's say I go surfing, I'm like, holy shit, I feel like I'm made for this.
I've done this shit before,
but I would have never known if I never tried it.
Yes, is what you tried. You're like, I got the. You never know unless you don't do it, man. That's how it is. You can only fail if you don't try. that's how you gotta live it. This is number 3 is like you're highly sensitive. Reincarnated souls have a high level of sensitivity and empathy.
Damn, that's me too.
Now that's me right there, empathetic all day. Like I don't need shit for that. That's why I hate watching news. I'm like, oh, this shit's depressing. I feel bad for this family. Like, you connect on that level. That's when you know.
I'll be sensitive too, but like different when they're like, hey, that wasn't funny. I'm like, damn, that hurt.
It's like, ouch.
In my head, I was laughing.
This is do you feel everything? I used to think this was a curse too, just having being empathetic, because I was always like not feeling sorry for people, but I just like connect with people on a certain level of like, even if I've never met them, like I put myself in their shoes and I'm like, damn, like that's kind of heartbreaking. Even though like I've never been through it or anything like that, it's just I can understand from how they feel in that perspective. You know, it always felt like it was a curse because it would make me kind of depressed. I'm like, fuck, man, I can't really help them because
I mean, you're sucking the energy, you're putting it on yourself.
I feel it.
There's a name for that.
Succubus.
No.
Parasite.
I don't know, but it's like you're cloning their energy and you're putting it on yourself, which is a bad thing because you do not want to do that.
Well, it's not like really I'm taking it upon myself. It's kind of like I'm just relating, like, holy shit, like I see, like it's not gonna ruin my day, but I'm like, holy fuck, like people be like, women, if I see like on the news, like, oh my child died in a fire, I'm like, fuck, like I would be upset too if my child died in a fire. Like I'm putting myself in their shoes. It's like it's more for me. It's like an understanding thing. I don't really carry the weight on my shoulder for like all day, but it's just kind of like, damn, I feel you. Like that is heartbreaking. Says they feel everything to the core and feel that they have a mission in life to help bring peace and healing to the planet.
I think that's what I'm starting to believe. Like what some of my purpose is supposed to be about is I think I'm supposed to help heal like the planet. Like with like people. The number one thing you do is try to fix your mental health first.
Yeah,
which I think is like the key to making the world a better place. You have to fucking build a strong brain first.
Yeah, like how can you care about others if you can't take care of yourself? Type shit, you know. Like if you care about your mental health and you take care of yourself first and foremost, then you can move forward. And
I believe like once like the times are right and stuff, where everything is all aligned, I think that's like when I can really show out and do my thing without having to worry about shit.
Yeah, when you get pressed, when that pressure's on you.
Yeah, I think I have something to do with it. I have to help like people fix their fucking brain.
It might be that one thing.
That might be like my true calling, man. I think I can practice on you guys too. I mean, I believe I can do this shit. It's not hard.
It says they have a very hard time dealing with conflicting and turbulent energies of the world sometimes. Basically, they can't deal with like a lot of the bullshit going on. They kind of just stay away from it.
Yeah, that's me. Like I avoid all that crazy chaos shit purposely. I don't watch the news. The only shit like I hear is like when you guys tell me about it, and
I dive head first
if I
into
hear it
it.
on Coast to Coast, but I don't look for that shit.
I dive head first into it because I feel like the more I know, like it's just one of the things like I need to be on top of the shit because if I don't pay attention to it and I don't know what's going on in the world, then nobody else is gonna tell me. And I just one of the things like I think it's because I just gotta know, like just for knowledge, like I gotta know the shit. It's like, what the fuck happened? Like it's depressing as shit a lot of times. Like
I don't think like if me knowing it or not knowing it, it doesn't make a difference for me. Like, it never did.
Well, I think for me is like if I think the more I know, the better understanding I can have for a lot of things too, which might tie to me being empathetic because in some kind of ways, like I just want to know why these people are suffering, why this is happening, why is this country going to war, and then I have a better understanding of like how the fuck this is all going on, and then I can kind of, weigh my emotions on it. I guess. I mean that's just me. I just have like this thirst for like fucking knowledge. I guess I don't know. Even on in real time.
Chaos knowledge.
Did that too. All of it, the good, the bad. Because as I am as a person, I don't want to be the type of person that's like oblivious to what's going on. I want to know like all sides, like the good, the bad, and ugly. And sometimes, man, the hardest thing in life, sometimes you gotta look at like the most fucked up shit in the face. Sometimes.
For me, I just want to know like what's in front of me, like real life.
That's it.
I really live a simple life, dude. I live a simple life, man.
No, you do. No, you actually do.
Well, that's why like I'm so out of the loop with a lot of this stuff, and I think that's like a good thing because. Like I don't really care what's popping like that. It doesn't do nothing for me.
What is always says like not like saying like it's like the term like not saying that you're ignorant, it's like that term like ignorance is bliss. Like the less you know about what's going on there, the happier you might be as a person. And me, I'm a glutton for him. Like fuck, I gotta know why the fuck this dude try to blow himself up in Tennessee. Like I gotta know what. Like shit like this wild shit like I'm like I gotta read this shit because this world's fucking bonkers. It's like watching a car wreck you can't turn away from.
Yeah, I understand it like that too. It is exciting when you see a lot of crazy shit going down. Tanelo says, yo, just give us the movie. He said he got the movie, but just tell us the movie and then what do you say? I'll live with John. That's not the movie. But go ahead. Go ahead.
That's not the movie. Okay, all right.
Oh, that's the movie. Rememory. It's a weird title.
For memory, remember. Yeah, remember, yeah.
Watch it. It's crazy.
Okay,
I know you might not watch it, but
that's the little dude?
Anybody else listening, watch that movie. It's deep.
That's the little dude?
Yeah.
The memory?
Yeah, with the scientists that figure out life after death.
I'm going to go straight to Amazon for that. I didn't know it was going to be there.
Yeah, write it down. Like, really watch it. And then give me a review next week.
My notebook.
Well, wait, finish that, because this is like almost 2 hours now.
Oh, fuck it. Let's go. Okay, it says, so number 4 is like, you feel like you don't belong here. Reincarnated soul. I'll tell you,
feel that
when I was reading this show, I was like, this seems like this is.
Fuck, I checked off all of them so far.
I'm checking every box right now. I do feel like with me, I feel like I'm out of place in time. I was like, I'm too. I was like, this world, these people act a certain way. I'm like, I might be a little too nice for this world. Maybe I might need to.
Yeah, dude, I
might feel displaced sometimes.
I say that like all the time, dude. I'm like, man, I don't even belong. I feel like I don't even belong here. Like I'm not like with the normal people. Like I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand like why like a lot of people they're into certain things. I was like, and in my head I was like, why do they like that? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because
that's when I think to myself like, dude, do I even belong here? I don't even like most of this shit.
Like when I see like a lot of people, say for example, right? I see this shit. It's like I don't know what it is. I see like a lot of people like on like social media always want to flex their life and shit like that, and then eventually like they get a divorce or they break up or whatever shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like a private person when it comes to social media. Other than like us posting about the show, I really don't. I'm sharing memes. I don't put shit about my personal life like that. I mean, if you want to know more about me as personal life, my personal life, listen to the podcast, I guess. But for the most part, I just see people going through like this whole toxic shit all the time. Like, okay, I'm with this person and that person. So like, I see people repeat the same shit over and over again, and I'm like, why are y'all doing this to yourselves? Like, I'm just here chilling. Yeah, it's like I'm just here chilling. Like I don't like, but it seems like everybody's doing it. I'm kind of like, damn, I don't feel like I belong here because there's so many people doing this shit. It's kind of like this is the way the world works, and I'm just like riding the bench watching everybody doing this shit. I'm like, oh, fuck, all right.
I mean, like, it's cool. It's just not my thing. I'm not hating on it. Like, you guys can do whatever. Your own life, yeah. I just like, it's cool.
This is not how we roll. This is not how we roll, though.
It's a cool helicopter ride you took.
It says basically saying like a reincarnated soul feels like they're in a search forever for their home, but can't find it. They feel like an alien here, just watching in perplexity as people go about their daily lives. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because I always feel like I'm always
People
just
watching.
observing and
People
shit.
watching, like we're talking about, like this.
Like the more I observe, like, cause like I work like in Atlanta, a bunch of strangers and shit.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
more
yeah.
I'm like, damn, I'm nothing like none of these people, and I see different people every fucking day, like thousands of people, and then I'm thinking, it's like, I'm nothing like none of them. And then I'm thinking, like, is it because like I'm living in Georgia and I don't belong in Georgia? That's why I was saying, like, I think I just got to move out the state.
I think, I know it's like how it is with my sister when she went to Cali one time or she went to other states. She's like something about this state, like, it's just not for me. And I feel like I kind of feel like that when I first moved to Colorado, I didn't feel like that place was for me. And then I moved back to Georgia. I'm like, fuck, I feel like Colorado is like more my speed, like how everybody is in
Yeah,
here.
I felt different.
And I
when
live in
was
Atlanta. It's like hustle and bustle. That's just like exhausting.
Colorado, it felt different to me.
It's got good vibes, man.
I was like, I could live here. Like, it feels good.
I mean, fuck the winter, but other than that, man, it's a chill spot, man. Like how we have this conversation and we do this on this show, you would have a better chance of finding a regular normal person at a bar having this conversation than you would out here in Atlanta. Like, you would never find anybody in Atlanta where like
Hell no.
have a talk with that. But in Colorado, like, you be like in a bar. Joe, you go to a bar in Denver, you will find somebody in the bar that's gonna have that drunk conversation with outside.
Out here, like, I don't talk to like any strangers about anything weird. Like,
Man,
I just
no.
like,
Because there's so many people.
Normal.
Because there's so many people that if you do get cool with them, like, they'll never leave you alone. They'll be begging. I know a guy like that right now. Just always asking for shit. Like, I should put him on my taxes. He's like a child to me now. All right. So number 5 is like, you have a strong urge to visit faraway places. I have gone to faraway places, but I do not have the urge for it.
I don't have the urge.
I hate traveling. That shit is
I
like
hate it too.
That shit is because like on a mental level, travel time zones. That shit is exhausting, man. I don't fuck. I'd rather just teleport. Like, just get me there. I don't like the in between shit. The journey. Skip the journey.
I don't like the process, but
Yeah, exactly.
if it was like easier, I would do it.
Yeah, I'll be like Rick and Morty. That shit. Open a portal, walk through that shit. Boom, boom.
Yeah,
like,
if it was
I'm
like
there.
that convenient. Then it says he hate planes.
Yeah, me too. And I'm always on them now. I fucking hate flying.
Yeah,
I'm always on that shit.
I don't hate planes. I hate like the whole process of waiting in line, getting your bags,
Security, gotta get the
security, and I hate
gotta
it.
get a hotel room and then fucking just settle down. Like, just give me there. Fuck all that
It's
shit.
like setting up the whole shit is more stressful than like you
Man, yeah.
doing the vacation.
All the time. You get there, you're like, fuck, and I'm tired. Like, just open up a portal, let me walk through. Boop, boop.
A real vacation would be like staying at home and watching TV.
Man, dude, that's
Because
I'm thinking
vacation
about
is supposed to be like relaxing.
relax. And I'm thinking about taking vacation either February or March. I'm gonna take a week at home.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, I don't want to deal with fucking Atlanta traffic. I don't want to pay for no gas. I'm gonna go shopping the day before when I start my vacation, and I'm set for like I'm not like my apartment's gonna stink. That's
Hibernation.
Like, I'm gonna sit in there sweating in there. Like, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. See, people have like different views of what a good relaxing vacation,
Yeah.
and you can't even hate on that, dude.
And like a lot of like there's people I've met like in the past before, he was complaining to me like, oh, you're just being lazy. You don't want to. You just want to stay at home all the time. I'm like, yes, I do. And I've traveled a lot, man. I'm done with that shit. It's fucking exhausting. Like, man, let me watch what I went on TV. Like, let me watch a marathon or something. You know. It says, okay, this is a good one. This is why we can relate to this. You live for deep conversations and connections. You have no appetite for small talks. That's why I'd be like, yo, I'll keep it moving. Like, we ain't gonna have no conversation.
I don't have time for small talk.
It says you have an undeniable, relentless hunger for raw, real connections, for conversations that keep you on the edge of your seat.
That's what I like. I like mystery. I like people that's into like shit that normal people wouldn't talk about.
For real,
Like anything deep.
like, you know, like
Ideas. Like when people talk about ideas, that shows me like, hey,
tell me your dreams, man.
You got goals, man. You got ambitions. I like that shit because it motivates me. I'm like, damn, look at this dude doing his thing, man. I like that.
I'm like,
shit.
damn, I'm not doing shit. I need to step up.
Right.
That's how I be
You can use that as a form of motivation.
It says for conversations that keep you on the edge of your seat, the kind that could engage in for hours without getting bored. Many people have called you an old soul because you enjoy having meaningful conversations, possibly about the universe, science, history, philosophy, art, nature, or something of the sort.
All day.
You get bored easily with conversation. About gossip, jobs, fashion, and anything superficial.
Dude.
That's you
That's
right there
me.
for that
I
last
don't
part.
care about
that,
none of
that,
that
last
shit.
part's really you.
I was like, I don't give a fuck about none of the other fashion, Gucci.
Some Yeezys. I don't give a fuck.
I get some Yeezys though, but I'm not like crazy
And them
about
shoes
it.
are fucking crazy expensive.
Actually, I wouldn't even wear it because I don't like attention. So I wouldn't.
Oh man,
I wouldn't want to wear anything that gives me
Man,
attention.
you'll get robbed. Soon as you step on that, you step on Marty, you'll get robbed.
Yo, Tenino says he's taking a vacation. He's coming over here, dude. Come over here.
Do it, please.
I got a couch for you, man, and we're gonna fucking trip balls.
Let's go.
Yo, man, if you
I'll
ever
take
come
some,
out here,
I'll
man,
I'll take that time off too. Fuck. I'll take a weekend off.
yeah, if you come out here, dude, I'm gonna change.
Be on the show, yes.
Yeah, you can be on the show.
Yeah.
After
hell
like
yeah.
your trip, your mushroom trip.
Yes, and then we'll have an episode about
yeah, dude,
Let's
just-
do it. Yeah.
Please, like, do it one time. Have an open mind. Like, just try it. Trust me, dude. This is gonna change your whole view and everything. Cause I know how to do it like the correct way.
Tenendo's like, oh my god.
No, you wouldn't die.
Nah, man. Trust me.
It's not like
I do it, man. I don't even fuck with shit like this.
yeah. It's not like you're seeing everything all crazy. Like the walls isn't. It's not
Nah,
like
man.
that.
No. It's something like this. One of the things you close your eyes and you just relax.
Yeah, this is all closed-eyed visions, and you will see shit, dude.
I mean, at the most, I've experienced like fucking colors pop out more at first, and then lights get brighter, and then you just kind of like, okay, like I'm a little bit ready. Let me go lay down.
Yeah,
now.
things will get.
That's about it. The shit gets brighter.
He says he'll turn into Joe Rogan on acid.
Just
You might. Because when I took acid, fucking shit, that's insane. That's something I don't recommend
Dude,
for my friends.
The name itself is not even appealing. It's just like that shit sounds fucking horrible.
It's brutal. It's like getting stabbed like instantly. It's too strong.
too much going on.
It's so strong. Like you have no control. That's why it's scary. You have no control. Too much shit happens too fast. You see too much shit. It's too real. To where I'm like, and it's too long. It's like a 12-hour trip. And I'm like,
Yeah, that's too much, man.
when I was done with it, I was like, you guys should not do it at all. It's too much.
Just give me anywhere between 2 to 4 hours. That's good enough for me. Maybe I'd say 2 hours is like my little thing for me. Like
Yeah, it's too real. It's too scary.
It says, you have memories of past lives. I never had that really. 8 is you don't feel closely connected to your parents.
I don't feel connected to my parents at all.
And that was the one thing that when I saw this earlier, I was like, Billy. I was like,
Dude.
Billy. I was like, because we talked about this before.
I don't even know my parents like that. Like real shit. We don't communicate. We don't talk. We don't. I never had like a bond with them. Like I could never go to them and be like, hey, what's
And the way to break this down, I'll read this to you right here. It says, even though you care for and adore your family, you might feel like the oddball, the black sheep, the misfit. You don't have a close connection with your family, and sometimes wonder if you have another family out there somewhere. You might have dreams of having other parents and feel like you've met them before. This might mean that you've had those parents in a past life, as the vivid memories and visions such as these usually point to a previous incarnation.
damn. That sounds like
That was the one. That was the one I was kind of like, this is you. That was like, I did a whole list. I was like, okay, I can relate to. This is the one I was like, when I read this, I was like earlier, I was like, okay, this is like exclusive for you because like mine's different, with my life, and then my memory told me before with your experience and whatnot, and I was like, okay,
yeah,
you might be on that reincarnation train for real.
I think because I don't have a relationship like that with my parents.
And it says like it's not necessarily that you don't love them.
Right.
It's like a disconnect in some kind of way. Like this, like it's
I
not
don't feel
all-
like a bond at all.
all the plugs aren't
That's
like
weird.
connected. Yeah.
Even like with my grandma that passed away, I didn't feel no bond with her. I didn't feel like when she passed, I didn't feel anything, which I thought for me, I was like, damn, that's fucked up. Why I don't feel like
That connection.
like I really lost, someone. And I'm fearing that it might be the same like with my parents because I don't feel like we bond like that. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'll feel some type of way when they pass. That's scary.
It is.
I don't want to be like the tough
Attached.
guy at that time.
And you know the fun thing, you know the crazy thing too, right? I just thought in my brain, I'm like, I kind of envy you for that because I know if I live long enough, like, and I see my parents pass away, and it's gonna be like soul crushing for me. Like I'm gonna need time off this show for one. I'm not gonna be able to bounce back and be like, hey, I'll be back in like a week or some shit. Like I'm gonna need some time off because it's gonna bother me that much. And it's kind of like, damn, I wish I didn't have that attachment, but at the same time, it's like I'm grateful to have that attachment. I'm like somewhere in the middle with it. Like it's something that I would never trade for the world, but eventually all good things come to an end, and that's like something that always bothers me. Like it's just like I know it's not gonna last forever, and eventually I got to deal with the reality of it. So and that's why I kind of hate myself for being so like attached, like in that kind of way.
No, that's a good thing. Because I always thought like I'm like the really weird one because I don't communicate with my parents like that. Because I watch TV, everybody's so cool, their family. I watch people like on YouTube, like, damn, everybody's so like lovey-dovey with their parents. And then you talk about like your stargazing and stuff. I was like, and then me, I'm like, dude, why am I like this? Like, why didn't I ever make a connection like with my parents where I can call my parents, be like, hey, you know, blah, 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 blah. It's like I can't talk to them about anything.
Yeah. But yeah, that was.
And I'm thinking too, like maybe it's like Asian people is all like that.
Just stoic.
But then I see like Asian people on YouTube, they're speaking to their parents and they're like the mom is like, hey, somebody stole my dog, and the son got pissed off. Like, we're gonna go find this motherfucker.
Damn.
I was like, damn, like you talk to your mom like that? Fuck, I don't know, man. I'm just fucked up, dude.
Nah, man. Nah, it might fall in this category. Like, what do you think, man?
I think that's why, like, when I had like that first profound like trip where I said I saw my ancestors. That's when I felt like I was like, dude, these are my people. Like,
that's what I was thinking of earlier when I was reading number 8. When I was at home reading the list, I was like, oh, like the real fan might be what you were talking about when the ancestors showed up.
That's when like I felt overwhelmed. Like, okay, it's like I belong somewhere now. That's what I felt like, and it's weird. It's a weird feeling, like feeling like, oh, okay, now I feel like I belong somewhere,
like a family now.
And it all happened because of a mushroom trip for me to be like, oh, okay, you belong somewhere in this universe. But how do I know if that's all true or not? See, that's another thing.
Unless like a part of your brain, oh shit.
I believe though, so
man, that's all you need, man. Faith, shit.
I'll see you guys soon. Hey, don't kill me. Chill. I gotta finish like my goals out here.
Okay, number 9 is you crave solitude regularly. Yes.
What is solitude?
Like just being by yourself. Like I got like leave me world.
Isolation king.
Dude, for real. That's why like when this quarantine happened last year, I'm like quarantine is like, you mean a Tuesday for me? Like that's nothing different. Like this.
Yeah.
Like I live for this shit. I don't like people bug me.
I like isolation.
I don't get me wrong. I'm like an introvert and an extrovert. Extrovert. I can be like party, you know, go out, do this shit.
Yeah.
And I can be, but I like being at the. Sometimes now I'm at this age where I go out, like if I go to a party, I'm like, man, I'd rather be home like fucking like just smoking and watching TV and shit.
But I remember like when I was young, like
turning the fuck up.
All I did was party, dude.
Man, my 20s was destructive. I'm surprised I survived it. Now I'm here.
Now it's like,
like I like on New Year's Eve night, I was at home just drinking, FaceTiming a friend, like, oh yeah, we doing the countdown, and I'm like, this is so cool because I ain't got to worry about trying to catch an Uber. I ain't blowing no money away. Like this is chill. I like this. I wish it could always be like this. Okay, then number 10, it says you have fears that seem very real. So I fear, and like we talked about before about how you have like fears of like, oh, like say for example, like, I have like I say like one of my biggest fears is probably I don't know, it's not really physical. I was getting like sharks and shit. That's like a big fear of mine, but it's not like a soul crushing fear. But it's like how like the little girl you talking about before, like with the little girl in that movie who couldn't get on the like, elevator because she was like, oh shit, because she got fucking chopped in half. And that's what I'm saying, like you have fears that seem very real. Is our fears often point to bad things that may have happened in previous incarnation. For example, I'll give you a perfect example. Like, there's been times where like I'll have my dog near me. I think they might have been like my parents' dog near me. I think they might have been something in the previous life because all I do is put a lighter near them and they start backing up. Like I'm not striking the lighter or nothing like that. I'm like, dude, they must got burnt the fuck up in a they must got burnt the fuck up in a house. Like, how would you know how this even works? Like they just seen it like, oh, get away from me.
I mean, it is something. It's fire. I think anybody would naturally respond.
But I don't like striking in front of them. Like I just hold it in front of them. They're like, I'm like, damn. Like I'm like, they know.
Yeah, I don't know what like really. Like, I don't know what fear I would really have like that. I can't really think of anything. My
fear is something that's unavoidable, so that's not even like, it's something I gotta learn to accept. But it says, what's not really unavoidable, it's just something like just happens. Like, you know, like I have a fear of like, everyone I know and care about, and I think I've said this before, like I'll be the last man standing and there's nobody else. It's just me. And I've always had dreams where, like I don't die in my dreams like that when I have dreams. Everybody else dies around me in every dream. Like if it's like it's chaotic and shit, like tornado, whatever the fuck happens, natural disaster. Everybody always dies around me. And I'm always doing surviving, and I'm like grieving. And I'm like, fuck, that's my biggest fear. Is like I still have to keep going on without them. That's like a thing that
is scary.
I need to. It's like frightening to me. That's like there's no amount of sharks, bears, like zombies or whatever the fuck ever that scared the hell out of me.
I guess like the ultimate fear would be like dying alone.
Alone, like it's just you now. That's what bothers. That's something like I can't. It's like I'm not saying like it's unavoidable, like it's gonna happen, but it's kind of like it's a likely possibility that it might happen. I need to either come to terms with it, or
that means the only solution is die before they die.
That's what I was like. Yo, I was like, let me just make it. Like, let me make it out first, and then I'm good. Because I don't want to be around for it.
Make sure when you die, do it at a 45-degree angle, so your soul can just do a little straight
out. That says for example, fear of water may mean you drown in a past life.
I'm kind of afraid of drowning. Yeah,
nah, that's a horror. I watched a video about it before years ago, and it's a horrible way to go. It is fucking
because I don't know how to.
It's not like the movies. I know how not to drown. I can stay afloat, but I'm not like no.
I think I can float, but if it's like the ocean currents going against shark waves.
I almost died. I thought I was gonna die one day on that shit. I got put out to the ocean.
I got a friend that passed away like
get pulled out
in
by
an ocean current. He got stuck in the tide.
Scary, man. It's one of the most. That's the most scariest thing that's ever happened to me. And I've been to Iraq. That getting pulled out there because it's like you literally have no control over that shit. That's like nature. Like fuck you, little man. What are you gonna do? Because I got pulled out to the ocean before doing a strong tide. And a fucking shark crossed over like a barrier at the beach and set off an alarm. And the top kept pulling me out. I was like, oh my God. And eventually I was like, I kept trying to swim.
This is real life?
This is real life. Happened when I was like 14, I think.
Fuck.
Yeah, I was swimming out because I went to the Bahamas with my family. And then I was swimming. I think it was like this, I think the island was called like Nassau. But I was out on this island. I was swimming out in the ocean. My mom was like, hey, Chris, don't swim out too far. I'm like, all right. I'm swimming. Boom, boom, boom. And this alarm goes like, it's like they have like these nets and shit that's supposed to keep sharks from getting close to the beach, but sharks sometimes get through, and it has like these little sensors. When a shark goes past it, shark means sharks in the area. Everybody needs to get out of the water. So I'm like, okay, let me swim back. Trying to swim back. Tide starts pulling me out. I'm like, oh my God, it keeps pulling me out. My mom's screaming for me to come back, and I'm swimming against the water, and I got so tired. I was like, fuck, this thing's gonna kill me. And eventually, when I just stopped swimming, I just relaxed. The tide started pulling me back in. It pulled me all the way back to the shore.
Wow. I
crawled out the water crying. Like, that shit fucked me up for like. That's why I don't get in the ocean no more. Like, I have friends like, you want to go to the beach? I'm like, I'll stay in the sand, but I'm not getting. I wouldn't do it. Fucked me up for life, dude. It's like
that would have been it for me,
dude. That was a game changer for me. That bothered me for, God, to this day, man. I'm 35. I would never get in the ocean. I'd rather go to space than get in the ocean. Fuck.
Yeah, fuck the ocean.
This is horrible, man. This is a horrible way to go out.
Get rid of all the sharks. I'm just going.
Blow them up. It says, on the other hand, you might die in a fire. You might have a fear of fire. It's in order to dispel these fears. And I don't know. I was kind of iffy when I read this earlier. This
hey,
Nintendo. Thanks,
you for
man.
1,500 bits,
Hell
baller.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, baller. You. Now we're gonna go eat steak.
Just do it. It says,
thanks, dude.
Excuse me.
I will watch Prometheus, and I will tell you how I feel about it next week.
I like it.
You just said it was trash.
No, because I thought about because there's parts of the movie I thought was stupid. There's parts I liked. There's parts I thought was stupid.
Okay, don't spoil it.
I think they don't need a prequel though. It says prevent your soul from having them. Oh, okay. So it says in order to dispel these fears and prevent your soul from having them over and over again. Try to face them head on and defeat them. Otherwise, your soul will keep reincarnating on this planet until you learn certain lessons.
I guess I gotta learn how to swim.
Fears. And there you go. You're just doing it in the pool. Shit. Yeah, you ain't gotta go in the ocean to swim. Keep that shit simple.
I might be embarrassed, so I might go to the ocean at night so no one can watch me.
Man, that's worse. Nobody's never gonna. I heard stories like, no, don't even down, man.
Don't watch me.
The ocean is.
I'm gonna do it at night.
I remember I went to Florida not last year now, 2019, for my mom's birthday. We stayed this little nice. We stayed in this nice ass beach house, and this I stayed upstairs in this bedroom, and my balcony in my bedroom overlooked the Atlantic Ocean, right? So I looked at it at nighttime. It looked creepy as shit, and I would hear something like something like crawling out the water. I could never see it because it was pitch black. There's no lights out there.
Whoa.
There's no only thing we had as light source was the moon. So we had lights inside the house, but as far as outside, nothing but the moon. It was a full moon.
Ocean's a whole nother.
Dude, I was like, oh my God, that shit is like fucking frightening. Like it just
Ocean's a scary place.
It's scary as shit, man. I don't know people. I don't get people that like swimming in the ocean. Do it. Like shout out to y'all, man. You surfers and all that. Like I could never. Like I swear to God, I would rather go to the moon. Like send me to the moon first. I'd rather try that out because
I'll send you to the moon and then trick you and drop you in the ocean.
from the moon, like
April Fools. It's like we never went to the moon.
the moon landing's fake, bitch. Got you.
Got him. We can't even get past Orion's belt.
Fuck no.
Which is
That radiation belt.
That's the judgment zone.
That's the door right there.
That's when the AI gods, they put the little entities out there. That's where you get judged. And then you pass the Orion belt and hey.
You home free to nothing.
What's up, Elon?
He's already there. Like
Spirit. Is that the last one? Or?
That's it, man.
Oh man, that's good.
Should we even do small
I
news?
think like no. Hell
Fuck
no.
yeah, no.
The episode is too long.
Damn, this is the longest one we had, man.
One
for a topic.
One subject.
One subject. Are you happy, 1 star, man? This is what you wanted. You changed the game for us.
He'll never hear this because he'll never watch the whole podcast or listen to it.
He's like, so what if you could have once? I was like, it was too long of a topic. Like, can't win, can we?
All right, man. That was a good episode.
It was, man.
It was fun.
I felt legit. That felt real.
All right, guys. Tenendo, thank you for joining us and everybody else
Tenendo,
and shit.
thank you, dude.
Thank you for the bits. I'm going to watch Prometheus. I might watch it tonight. I have energy. What time is it?
8:34. That movie's long as
I
hell.
might watch it tomorrow night.
That movie long as hell.
But yeah, thank you guys, everybody, for joining us on this first episode for 2021. Let's make this a good year, guys.
Fuck yeah.
And go out there, be curious, do some fucking hood shit, do
Live.
some new shit.
Well, actually, no, we can't. We quarantine and shit. I mean,
fuck that. Go die. I'm just playing.
Have dreams, you know. Have dreams.
Hey, you can still do a lot of shit at home, man.
Yeah. Read a book, you know.
All right, guys. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace out. Adios.